just the games. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Paisley Media Group station. Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Well, the Patriots won again yesterday, but it wasn't easy. Drake May threw a pair of touchdown passes, but also turned the ball over twice and was sacked 6 times as the Patriots escaped Foxborough with their 6th straight win, 24-23 over Atlanta. Mike Vrabel, for his part, doesn't care about style points. He cares about the score.
I understand that that's how it goes in this league sometimes. It's tough, but embrace... Don't let anybody take the joy of what we do.
Former Patriots training camp kicker John Parker Romo missed an extra point with 4:40 left, and that was the margin of victory after a May completion of Hunter Henry on 3rd down killed the rest of the clock. Patriots are 7-2. They visit Tampa Bay on Sunday. The Buccaneers are coming out of their bye week. They are 6-2. In other NFL news, Jacksonville kicker Cam Little set a new league record with a 68-yard field goal to end the first half of a 30-29 overtime win over Las Vegas. Celtics had last night off after losing big to Houston Saturday. They're 3-4. They play Utah at TD Garden tonight. Everyone except for Jason Tatum is available to play. Grandy and Max have the pregame at 7 and the tip-off at 7:30 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. The NBA fined Philadelphia's Joel Embiid $50,000 for what they're terming an obscene gesture in the first half of their loss to the Celtics on Friday. And the baseball season is over after a Dodgers Game 7 win on Saturday night. So we've reached the postseason award portion of the year. Last night, the Red Sox, Ceddanne Rafaela and Wilyer Abreu both won American League Gold Glove Awards. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Catches Law. At Catches, they specialize in helping those who have been injured not only from a one-time incident, but from a lifetime of hard work and labor. Does this sound like you? Visit CatchesLaw.com. I'm John Wallach at Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 6:30.
Boston's best sports talk. There's an app for that. Download the Sports Hub app for loads of stuff. Absolutely free. Connect with the shows, get podcasts, and more. Get it where you get your apps. Or at 985sportshub.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, I need all of you to stop what you're doing and listen.
Toucher
They love the show. In fact, they said, Fred, you're the best.
and Hardy
Who's Taylor the originator?
on 98.5.
Hello.
Hey there.
Aloha.
Bonjour.
How are we doing?
What? I'm an animal.
Can we use this for the radio? No, Nick, with your drinking at noon on Mondays.
Well, I tell her the truth. I miss Booty.
That problem is too large for the Sarge.
You know how I feel about clowns on morning shows?
And I'm just saying, hello.
Toucher and Hardy.
Watch Daddy and Uncle Freddie.
Knocking back
25 glasses of soda.
having some fun.
On 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Let's go. Hey, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Hi. Hello. I'm fine, thanks. We're Toucher and Hardy, Town Fair Tire Studios, 617-779-0985. You can watch us on YouTube. Subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. And a big show on the way today. As always, Mike Reese at 7:20, Bob Sosi at 9 o'clock. We go around the NFL at 8. A big World Series that Adam bagged out of on the 9th.
I still can't believe that.
It's funny because I went into my bedroom where I don't have a television because I have one downstairs to put up, and I'm like, what's the point? And there's phones and iPads and stuff. What do I need a television here? And so I was kind of paying attention to it on my phone. I was doing something else. I was in bed, and then I heard screaming from next door, elated screaming and yelling. And I went, another murder in the neighborhood? No, and then I was like, and then I looked at my phone and I saw that Los Angeles had won. There's obviously Dodger fans in the neighborhood.
So much for your 4-foot thick concrete walls.
It wasn't the person in front of me. Thank you. It was someone outside. There is indeed a 4-foot concrete wall in between.
14 feet.
Did I say 14 feet?
No, I don't know.
Whatever was related to me, I told you. But I've never heard the people in front of us ever, and they've never heard me. Isn't that interesting? There is so much concrete between the two units because as a divorced man, even though my condo costs more than my house that I lived in before, it is still has a adjoining unit because that's a rule in divorce is that you have to get something with an adjoining unit.
Yeah, you have to. There must be a shared wall in your new dwelling.
Exactly. That's part of the every man's divorce settlement.
Can confirm.
Is that you have you're kind of at the mercy of whatever housing's available.
HUD.
He campaigns these towns to get into the low-income housing, and then they go,
we didn't want you here at all, but you're okay,
Well, you're required to build low-income housing, and I know a guy, he built a place, and I have to side with they make you, if you build like a multi-unit place, they make you, in some cases, put in low-income units, cheaper, right? And they went in to inspect it before the guy opened, and they said, "Why are the appliances and sinks different in these different units?" And he went, "Well, these are the low-income ones." And they're like, "Well, that's not the point of this. They're supposed to be the same. Not allowed to put worse crap in the ones that are for the low income." And so he had to go back and fix it. Which, you know what? In fairness, he did not complain about. He said, "You have a point. You have a point." All right. A big weekend. A big weekend for everyone, I'm sure, with the Halloween All Hallows Eve.
I ended up doing a fair amount of driving on Friday night after we sat here and said how much we all despised it. And I don't know if it was the wind or the cold or whatever. I hardly saw any kids out.
Really?
Yeah, it was a very quiet Halloween in my neighborhood.
We had more kids than we've ever had in my neighborhood.
Well, it's
for whatever reason.
Not as windy out there.
Oh, I see. Big change of weather.
Yeah.
From Canton to Natick.
Yes. Yes.
Did you hand out candy, Jonathan?
Yes, I did. I mean, my wife and I took turns, but yes.
We have one family that comes, we don't get many trick-or-treaters, but we have one family that comes every year. And, I not a huge fan of, what's the word, kids. It's just, other than my own, and even that is a 50-50 proposition on a lot of days. But like little kids, other people's little kids, these kids are so freaking cute. And every year, for 3 years now, it's been the same thing. They knock on the door. Whether they say trick or treat, I don't know. Well, you open the door, and there's 4 of them. There's 3 little ones and one obviously older sibling. And the 3 little ones walk right in the house. They come right into the foyer.
Wow.
And start looking around.
How are you?
Not. I've never seen them in our neighborhood. I don't know where they live.
Did you pull a firearm out and stand your ground?
But the parents must be used to it. They just kind of stand out on the driveway and they just kind of laugh and shake their heads. They're like, "Sorry, I don't know." They're very comfortable. And they just come in and start look around "Hey, what's going on? Nice to see you."
Here's the problem. Trick-or-treating in my neighborhood stops at 8:30 or 9 o'clock, whatever it is. And about 8:15, the kids who do not have costumes just kind of show up.
Yeah.
And it's like a scene out of Curb Your Enthusiasm. I'm kind of torn here. I mean, do I give them candy or do I not give them candy?
I give them candy, John.
I did give them candy. But I mean,
what are you going to do? Open the door and tell them no?
That was the thought going into my head. I can't tell these kids no, even though there is no effort whatsoever. They showed up in Red Sox hoodies, no baseball cap, just hey, got any candy?
Well, they're delaying growing up, and there's nothing wrong with that. They have the rest of their lives to be adults.
Yeah. Like you, cynical, just ready to no is your default response.
Yeah, let them be kids. Why do they have to? Who are you to judge when it's time?
One of the other trick-or-treaters we got, and I didn't even get off the couch for this one, because I had a feeling. And Marcy went to the door. She said it was an older girl, had to have been 16, 17.
Yeah.
By herself, no costume.
Exactly.
By herself. I'm like, well, that's kind of weird and sad. Turns out this little broad was doing recon because she came back with a couple other friends, and it said like, oh, this is a good house. You guys should go down there. So then she brought her friends back over.
Get someone who really enjoys candy and doesn't have a lot of opportunity to get it.
Where else would you get it during the year?
I know. It seems like an awful lot of effort to get small pieces of candy.
Like they've spread out like on a 50-meter perimeter. They're just
like I could see that because again, I
doing the full sweep.
I would encourage kids to do it as long as they can, or people to do it as long as they can, because once you stop, it's done.
Is Milo done, or did he go out?
No, they're both done. Trick or treating.
Oh,
so
even
yeah,
Zoe's
15. So she went to like a party.
Yeah.
Because she's in high school now. And she was upset because she tried to get people at the party. Her plan was at the party to get people to at least like go to a couple houses in that neighborhood, because she doesn't want to like let go of the trick-or-treating. And, everyone was too cool for it, so she didn't end up doing it. But
yeah,
but the thing with what I'm saying, though, is that I don't know what the point of like doing recon is. Like, it would just seem like you guys were like hanging out, like, a bunch of 16-year-olds were hanging at someone's house, and they were like, let's just go like to 5 houses around here and pick up candy and then come back. Or, just as like a goof. I don't know why you would do reconnaissance to tell them.
I don't know, but I respected it. They put a little thought into it, doing a little extra effort.
I don't know really what's the downside of knocking on the door with a bunch of them and getting the candy. I don't know. I went with someone to see the Bruce Springsteen movie on Halloween night.
How'd that go?
It was the only thing that was available. It's
was the movie as boring as we had originally feared?
Like, yeah. I mean, he was just really depressed.
That was the movie?
That is the movie. I'm not dismissing it. I mean, he made what with the river.
Yes.
And so it starts with after the river's out, and it's his last show in Cincinnati, and he's doing Born to Run. And then he comes off the road and he rents a house in New Jersey, and he's very depressed. So he makes Nebraska, which is boring. And then they put it out, and he moves to Los Angeles and gets a therapist. And then cries at the therapist, and then that's the thing.
And it takes 2.5 hours to tell.
It takes 2 hours to tell the story. I mean,
what you should have done instead, if you wanted something a little more uplifting. I thought of this the other day when you were talking about it. It reminds me of that Charles Schultz book. Did you try reading that thing?
I remember we both read it. Yeah, around the same time.
Oh, that's right. Did you finish it?
Yeah,
I did not. I could not.
I gotta finish. Once I start, I gotta finish.
Oh my God! So
it can take me 2 years, but I'll finish it.
This was a a date that you went on. Sort of. Not really. Yeah. But no, it was like a last second thing. It was just like, do you want to? Because I got that back unit. I didn't want to sit in my house to. One kid like figures out that there's a house back there. Like, right. So what I do is I give the 2 kids that live in front, I give them a bunch of like big candy, like at the beginning of the night. Mm-hmm. And I go like, cause I go like, hey, I'm not handing out candy. Like, so here, you guys take this. Did you walk over there?
Yeah.
Oh, look at you.
I do it every year.
That's really, I for $1,000, I would not have guessed that you went to the store, purchased candy, and then made an effort to leave your house, walk the 38 feet over to the other front door, knock on the door, and hand out candy to your neighbor kids.
Yeah, they're 2 little girls they're very sweet. So yeah, I give them and then they know Zoe. So Zoe's 15-year-old girl, so they're like fascinated with Zoe. So I write Zoe's name on the thing, and I hand them the candy because I don't want them thinking that I'm like, like a piece of crap not giving them candy.
Now, do you change your demeanor for these little girls, or are
yes?
Okay, so because can I play one of the little girls? You do the voice you do for the little girls.
I don't do I don't do a voice for them, but I'll tell you what. Remember when Newton North girls, the friend of the family, was in here, and there were the two girls making the video of me and Zoe?
Oh, yeah.
That's on YouTube. If you go put Fred Toucher Newton North, you can watch that video, and that is the way I interact with my daughter. I have now a girl happened upon that. I don't know how she couldn't have been researching me, but she happened upon that, and she goes, "Oh, I saw that video," and I go, "Oh," and I went and looked at the video, and there's like a nice interaction between me and Zoe. That's the way I act with my daughter.
Okay.
So if you want to see, like, I guess it's the only opportunity to see it. If you want to see me like legitimately behaving around my daughter the way that I behave, you can look no further than that Newton North student video. It has 250 views. So, I mean,
it's blowing up.
Now that I said it, it will probably have, hundreds of thousands of views within moments.
Now, after an interaction like that, where you essentially, I'm not saying you change your personality, but you just tap into another facet of it, okay? Do you find yourself energized afterward or exhausted by having to go through that charade?
Oh, I go home and cry about how empty I am inside.
Well, what I have to put on my, like, happy-go-lucky, type of demeanor around like little kids who are having fun, and I don't want to spoil their good time.
Do you ever really have to work up to it, or does it come naturally for you?
It does not come naturally.
I didn't think so.
And afterward, I'm spent. I'm like, oh my God,
a lot of energy.
I feel like Daniel Day-Lewis after he got done playing Lincoln. I'm like, I'm empty now.
Yeah,
I'm complete. I'm a shell.
If you can get the kids and the parents to laugh, I find that to be like, okay, I did my job.
Intoxicating.
I wouldn't say that so much as like I've done my job. It was you don't stay too long. You Costanza, you come in, you make some jokes, and then they start laughing, and you go, all right, everybody.
You leave
nice
on a high note.
Yeah, you leave on a high note. Yeah, I don't overstay the welcome. I go and I go like da 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 da, like say they're dressed as ghosts. I'll be like oh, I see you're Raggedy Ann and Andy or something like very funny like that.
Right.
And they go, hi, and I go, and then I start guessing a bunch of different wrong characters.
Right.
And then they realize what I'm doing, and then everyone has a good time, and I go, okay.
Right.
That's
see
you
bit.
later.
That's a good bit. That plays.
Well, I can play
in town, out of town. That works.
Oh yeah, if around kids, even my own kids, I can. I got good material for kids.
Yeah.
Very dumb, like me.
Yeah.
Right. That's my wheelhouse. This is the struggle, is getting through this, trying to be funny. The kids, I can ease. It doesn't take a whole lot. It's absurdist comedy is what they enjoy. If you need to know.
Oh sure. No, that's my. Now I'll resort to the very hacky but effective prop comedy. I got a couple of balloon animals. Always.
Oh, that's right. You have that up your sleeve. I forgot about that.
That's a killer for you.
Yeah,
the balloon animals.
But it's the people going to Vegas and going to MGM Grand and then who are excited about Carrot Top. That's who gets off on that. It's not for the Cirque du Soleil crowd, but in a pinch, it'll work.
Kids ever have you juggle for friends?
No, my kids can't. Could not care less about any of my skills, but other kids, they like it.
Okay.
I learned to juggle in elementary school in gym class, and I learned. So think of how rare that is, at least for me, that I went into school like they had something in gym in elementary school where you're like mostly dicking around and whatever, and the guy was like, you guys are going to learn how to juggle, which now I think that you might as well ask them to split an atom. And it was like 2 days, and I learned how to juggle, and I still know how to juggle.
Did they bring in an expert from the Troy Juggling Club to teach the class that day? Who was it, Jim Oakley?
They couldn't get anyone cleared from Corey, so they
was it Ken Kraken? He was
no. Only your parents let you hang around with those freaks. You had to get into a school. You have to fill out a
hang
query
around.
form.
They dropped me off at like 7 and picked me up at 10 every Wednesday night.
At the library? Was that where it was?
Troy Public Library.
There you go.
yes.
Yeah.
What would you do if your son was like, "Hey, there's a 3-hour magician thing once a week at the library. Could you drop me off there?" There'd have to be a part of you that would die inside. You would have to be
But
like,
I'd also want to attend.
well, yeah, you'd want to go, but you'd keep the kid in the car. All right, look. The Patriots had a very compelling game yesterday. They squeak out a 1-point win. And we can talk about that and everything else coming up in just a moment.
ball of flame.
And a whole lot of Boston sports.
And I have had many offers to become an insider.
Did you catch a game last night?
We are Toucher and Hardy. What happened last night's brought to you by Leonard Hair Transplant Associates, where your hair doesn't have to be a game of what happened. So change your lettuce and change your life with Dr. Matthew Lepresti at 1-800-GET-HAIR. Hardy, Atlanta Falcons came to town.
They did indeed. The 3-4 Falcons were at Gillette Stadium yesterday to take on your 6-2 New England Patriots. From the jump, a lot of people wondering how would the Patriots defense look as they had to face the first drive from an opponent, and they actually got a 3-and-out yesterday. It was unbelievable to start the game, and then the Patriots had a chance to get on the scoreboard first for a change. And when they did, it sounded like this. Oh, for the love
You're on and up, buddy.
You think so?
Yeah.
Sounds like a problem.
And when they did, it sounded like this. What the hell?
What do you think it is?
I don't know.
You want to call out cuts? I can play them from in here.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Yeah.
All right, let's do that. All right, fine.
And Ryan can dick around with it while we're doing it.
Number
I
9.
I might have it.
Number 9.
Number 9.
Adams takes the snap. He's looking to throw. He throws it to the left, looking for London, and he reaches up and he snags it on the fade. Caught it over Marcus Jones. Touchdown Atlanta.
Size mismatch right there, no chance. But why did it work? The quarterback put the ball up high to Worley. His guy can go get it. Marcus is there. It's good coverage. Can't compete when he's 3 feet shorter.
That's the wrong cut.
Let's try this one, 12. Let's try this one.
Oh, Jesus.
Waiting on the snap. He takes the snap. He looks to the left, and he throws it for Pop Douglas on a wheel route, and he drops it in the midsection for a Patriots touchdown.
Sexy. So damn sexy. He missed him on the earlier one. The half roll, which was the crosser to the deep left side, and they come back. They split the fullback out to the right. It's a mismatch. It's like stealing candy from a baby.
How's that?
I don't know,
That's
like
very
the adjective "sexy" when describing something. And unless I don't even like it really when you're talking about a person. Sexy. I don't like that.
Okay.
I think you would be seeking out more things in your life that make you feel amorous and wanting to have sex. Now, the actually getting the erection, we know that isn't a problem for you, as you've described many, many times.
Oh, every day.
And especially when you
Guys, I can get a boner.
Yeah, with Northeast Men's Health, it doesn't have to be an issue for anybody. But sometimes, Fred, you have lamented the fact that you just don't feel like having sex. So why would you not seek out and grasp onto things that you find would give you sexual arousal?
Well,
like
no. I've never said I didn't feel like having sex. I said I didn't feel like masturbating.
Oh.
Yeah,
okay.
like I don't know.
What's the diff?
One's, expressing love with a partner that you care for.
I'm talking about the greatest love of all, learning to love yourself.
I learned that at 12, many times a day, to many, many things.
We've
the
discussed
Weather
a lot
Channel,
of them.
Golden Girls. I mean, how long? I've been on the air for 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, Keanu Tom, Corey Everett. I mean, like, what do you want to know?
Look,
I mean, everything. Samantha Fox was the first one.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying is
I
that
want to have some fun with my body all night long.
if Scott Zolak finds Drake May finding Pop Douglas in the end zone to get up 7-0 against the Falcons, sexy, who are you to say it's wrong?
I don't think it's wrong. I don't think he found it arousing. I think he just found it. I don't like that. I don't like when people say fridge, and I don't like it when people describe something like a play as sexy.
Yeah, we've okay.
I think it's bothering me more now because I'm hearing more of it, and that's another thing I don't like is when people hear something and then they just start repeating it. Like aura. The first time I heard an ESPN guy use aura, he's got aura. I was like, okay. Like, would you every day you go and like look at TikTok to figure out what you're going to say on the air today? And not like I'm watching Sports Center, but you don't understand what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. So you thought it was cringe? Is that what you're saying?
That just saying, just saying.
What's the problem with fridge? That's
saying,
it's pretty commonplace.
Yeah.
How do you feel about calling the remote the clicker?
Oh, that I like. Because I used to have the Betamax remote with the wire. And it really did click. So, yeah, I'm all for the clicker.
Just saying, you don't like that. Yeah.
What is the thing say? Just saying, not saying? What is the thing that idiots say?
Nothing for nothing?
No. Saying, not saying.
Saying, not saying.
Saying, not saying.
There's another one. I'm just going to leave this here. This little.
Sorry, not sorry.
I'm going to leave this here.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Yeah.
Not sorry.
These are all
like
things.
That one. Yeah.
These are all things that, honestly, like in a job interview, this is like a cliche, and no one would say it. But if I heard someone say that in a job interview, I'd be like, "There's no way I'm hiring you."
Yeah.
I know that's not the proper context for when someone would say it. And also, unless you were gorgeous and you said that to me as a female, I would be very off-putting.
Would it be sexy?
You're cruising for a bruise.
Just closed the circle right there. That was good.
Patriots up 7-0.
Wait, we're done?
We already heard.
Let's riff on it some more.
Penix finding Drake London. Don't worry, there'll be more opportunities to hear highlights like that one again. But let's see if the Patriots can retake the lead first.
May turns and gives Jennings with a cut to the left. He runs it into the end zone. Touchdown, Patriots. The first for Terrell Jennings.
Good job right up there. They chewed up half this quarter, too.
And a good week for Terrell Jennings, elevated from the practice squad side of the 53-man roster, and his first NFL touchdown in a regular season game.
12 plays, 65 yards for that touchdown to go 14-7 in the second quarter. Yes, John.
Patriots, this is the number one pass defense in the National Football League, and Drake May tore them to pieces in the first half. They were moving the ball up and down the field. The other saying I hate saying, so-and-so is in his bag. That's what Josh McDaniels was. He was in his bag. Whoever was the color commentator for the game last
got
night.
the bag is like a thing that
got the bag. Like. He's in his bag. All these different formations. Pop Douglas out of the backfield for the swing route for the touchdown. Kiris Tonga playing fullback for a 6-yard gain on 3rd and short. Everything was working for the Patriots. It looked like they were going to blow their doors off.
It did.
In the first half.
Yeah, Drake May in the first half was unbelievable. They weren't getting, unless I'm recalling, it didn't seem like, they sacked him a couple of times, but it didn't seem like he was able to step up in the pocket.
It was like the last month.
Stuff.
It was a carbon copy of the last month.
Right.
Adding to an on-time start where they stopped him instead of giving up that early touchdown.
Right. And if they got pressure, he was able to escape. Like I know he was sacked in the first half. I'm not saying they didn't get any pressure on him, but as you've heard many times during the game yesterday, that Atlanta, I've come to understand after yesterday, blitzes a lot. Mm-hmm. When they didn't, it was no good.
Yes,
they had the blitz.
True.
They were not getting home with 4.
Yeah.
And in the first half, Drake May was great. It looked like it was funny because after the first half, I'm like, wow, this week all we're going to be able to say is, we'll have to see what happens in the playoffs because he's so good. Now, things shifted and he became a little human in the second half.
Well, actually, the end of the first half is when we began to see.
Oh, well, yeah. when he lunge pailed the ball and fumbled. Yes, absolutely.
Well, let's touch on a couple of the other the highlights there, though, as we were talking about the pass defense for the Falcons. There were guys, and give May credit for stepping up in the pocket and extending plays, but he had guys open.
Snapped Mays back to pass on a 5-man rush. Steps up, throws it to the left side. He's got Douglas with a catch at the 35-30. Lost his balance, but he stays on his feet. Runs it right from the 20, stumbling. He's hit at the 25. Still going with a dive across the 11 for New England.
Holy cow, Josh McDaniels. What a call, what a route. It's a double cross drag.
Okay.
Of course it is. Now,
yes, stupid.
That's the new book, Double Cross Drag. It's a show in San Francisco, right? And it's a murder for hire scheme. It's a little bit like the Club Kid one from the 90s.
It's like Throw Mama from the Train, but with a twist.
Well, yeah. Well, it's a double-cross drag.
Throw Mama from the Train meets the birdcage. Hear me out.
That, or we could do another thing. Set in the 50s, Greasers. Man, this double-cross is a real drag. 4 corners. Follow me on it. This guy's dressed up like a lady. Whoop, double cross.
Douglas would help get them down the field on that play, and then Stephon Diggs would be rewarded.
May back to throw, fires over the middle, pitches it to Diggs, turns right, sidesteps right to the 5, throws to the outside, dives to the pylon, touchdown!
Yeah.
Patriots!
Come on. Vrabel just talked to this crew. He called him and said, hey, you're all making plays now. Keep it up. And what a look by May. May sticks it on the 8. And what a run by Diggs to get outside to the pylon.
It was a fantastic effort by Diggs to get that pylon. It didn't look like a touchdown in real time. I'm like, he didn't get in. He's out of bounds before he touched that pylon.
Got in.
Nope. He was absolutely in. 21-7 Patriots.
21-7. Atlanta has yet to convert a third down. They've whiffed on fourth down. This looks like they're going to run them over.
It's going to be a blowout. It's 21-7, and, Atlanta hasn't been able to really do anything, and they haven't been able to stop you. Something big would have to happen.
Drake May retreats from the pocket. He's being pressured. Ball's up. Ball is back loose. It's picked up. It's a scoop. And a run to the 20, to the 15, to the 10. Tripped up and tackled at the 5. The ball recovered for Atlanta by James Pierce Jr. on the hit by Walker, knocking the ball loose for May. And now the Falcons, with 23 seconds to go, have it 1st and goal to go.
It's terrible by May. As good as he's been this half, that is disastrous.
Disastrous, but hell of a play by Will Campbell to get back and make that tackle.
Ran him down.
Yeah.
Should have probably scored on that. But, Will Campbell made the ankle tackle. Very nice.
But as we found out, you don't have to score on that if you have Mr. London there as one of your receivers.
Takes the snap, back 2 steps, throws it to the right for London, reaches up, he's got another. Touchdown Atlanta in the back right corner. Second time that Penix has hit Drake London over Marcus Jones.
It's the matchup. That's the matchup. You know, that's why he's ideally an excellent slot corner, because you're the inside guy. They're usually your shorter, quicker guys. He's not an edge defender. He's not an outside corner. Because you match up against the 6'4", 6'5" kids, you got no chance.
Question, why not put Gonzalez on him all the time?
They had it that way, and Penix constantly was throwing at Gonzalez, too. There was a fourth down or a slant on third down where Gonzalez broke it up. But if I remember correctly, they had 3 receivers bunched to that side. And for some reason, Gonzalez was to stay with him.
Stay with Drake London.
I don't know. There was a pick
all
or
day.
Something. I don't know.
The real question would be why they didn't bunch receivers every time, because Gonzalez was fantastic for most until he wasn't. But he was fantastic for most of the game. I agree. So they find a way to get that mismatch. You have 2 guys that are 6'4" or above. Boy, Kyle Pitts really isn't that great, huh?
Nope.
Remember Kuiper was like, he's the best player I've ever seen.
4th overall pick. Well, and he was unbelievable at Florida.
And Kuiper, I remember that draft very well. Kuiper was like, he should be the number 1 pick. No lie. Like, this is like a once-in-a-lifetime athlete.
He wasn't alone. A lot of people thought that he was great.
Well,
not number 1 overall pick.
But all I'm saying is Kuiper thought he should be the number 1 pick in the draft. He's 6'6", like, he can run he's very fast. And he just isn't a game changer. He's just not.
Yeah, he's invisible. He's you can get tight ends like him anywhere at the moment.
Well, I mean, do you think of him as like a top tight end in the league? Of course not. And he should be
middle of the pack at best.
Yeah, he should be. I mean, he's more physically gifted than any of these other guys. Yeah. I mean, look at Travis Kelce run, and Travis Kelce's better than him. Travis Kelce just sits in coverage and then gets tackled immediately.
Yep.
Let's save the second half here for the other side. As
the other side,
things got a little difficult to watch. You know, I don't know, unless you like 15 play drives that accumulate 56 yards and result in a field goal. It's a bit of a slog there to begin.
I like I thought it was a really good second half. No, I did. I mean, it was close.
It was close, but it was,
I thought it was entertaining.
You got to see a quarterback tear himself down and then save himself at the last moment.
Dan, real quick. Dan, go ahead, Daniel.
I have a new saying that I hate, but I'll incorporate it into what we're talking about. I was this years old when I learned that you should just kneel the ball down at halftime and go into the locker room.
Today day old. Today days old. Or something
that's one of those social media things. But I mean, you have people in very high places using GIFs. GIFs.
Mm-hmm.
They just can't think of what to say themselves. GIFs. That's just drives me crazy. Memes and GIFs. It just drives me crazy. In a text, like, fine. Like, you're being silly, but, like, it's not even, like, cool vernacular. Like, sometimes you hear something and you go, ooh, that's what people are saying? I'm going to incorporate it. Not that. All right, we'll be back. Everything that happened in the second half. Here are the headlines.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius and
Nothing happened.
He's got the same questions.
Where is the story?
And the same opinions.
Boring.
And he's back with Fred on the Sports Hub.
And hello again, everyone, and welcome to Foxborough's Gillette Stadium. Last week, the Patriots introduced the offense. Now, Zoe, they're introducing the defense.
The most fired up guy running out there was Spillane. He's starting to feel it, and I love it.
He reminds me of the wrestler from Vision Quest.
Yeah.
With his attitude. He is all football, and right now the Patriots are playing football extremely well in every phase.
Great soundtrack.
That's why they've won 5 in a row and sit at 6-2. May takes the snap, he looks to the left, and he throws it for Bob Douglas on a wheel route, and he drops it in the midsection for a Patriots touchdown.
So damn sexy.
May takes the snap, back to pass, moves up, has a clean pocket, throws it to the near side, caught by Diggs, rolling after the catch at the 45.
That's how you bounce back.
Crazy for you.
Now the point after try by Parker Romo, looking to tie this game.
Easy for
The snap is in place. He swings the right leg, and this kick is driven to the uprights. And the kick is no good. He missed it right. Third down and 5 snap to Drake. He throws it to the left for Hunter Henry. He's open to the far sideline.
Keeps a match.
All right, what was the thing with the movie?
Vision Quest.
Yeah, I know Vision Quest. It's
Okay.
about the wrestler and these.
So Spillane came out, and Zoe thought he looked like somebody from the program, and then Bob Sosi said he reminds me of the wrestler from Vision Quest, and I believe they were actually talking about Brian Shute,
Yes.
who Loudon is dropping weight to go wrestle.
Matthew Modine, yes.
Yeah, because he wants to wrestle at the 164 weight.
That's the quest, man, to beat Shoot.
Yeah.
This entire movie, after, the whole coming of age with women thing is...
Well, he learns about the Vision Quest from his buddy, who is...
what's that guy's name?
Well...
I can't think of it!
It's Jake from 16 Candles.
Yes,
Jake
it is.
Ryan.
It is.
But he claims to be Native American, and I don't
No.
know. I don't know that he actually had any
No.
indigenous blood.
No.
But that's where Loudon learns the Vision Quest, and that's what got them down that road.
And you couldn't use the greatest song from that soundtrack, which is Journey. The Journey song from there. Only the Young is from that movie, is it not?
I don't know.
Yeah, it is.
I used the 2 best songs from the movie.
I'm not
John.
saying it was bad. I just wish you would use that song too.
It sounds like he is giving me notes.
No. Far be it from me. You're a
Can't
production
confirm
whiz.
Only the Young is on the soundtrack, John.
Thank you.
All right, I'll do it over.
No. So where were we? We were at halftime.
Halftime field goal for the...
I've only seen Vision Quest like once. I know it was on cable all the time, but it didn't seem like a particularly good movie.
You can't hold your mud. You're a bleeder, and I like to see blood.
What? He can't what?
You can't hold your mud. You're a bleeder, and I like to see blood.
He's got a problem holding his mud.
No. It's a wrestling term for blood, apparently. All right, couple of field goals. So it's 24-17, and the Falcons have a chance to tie things up here if they need one more touchdown. Who do you think Penix is going to go to here?
The quarterback takes the snap, waist high. He throws it toward the right for London, reaches up, makes the catch with a one-handed grab. Did he come down in bounds?
He's got to be
Drake
in.
London
He's in.
with his 3rd touchdown grab overall. If it stands as a score, we're waiting for a signal from the officials on the far side.
That's a touchdown.
The Falcons think they have a touchdown.
What a catch.
And that's a
stud.
sensational play by Drake London.
Yeah, easy touchdown.
That's a touchdown.
Once again, watching on TV, you know immediately as they took time to figure out on the field, that was a touchdown all day.
The other thing about it is that was 4th and goal from the 8. And the Patriots had about 5 chances to put this team away in the second half, both offensively and defensively, and couldn't. There was a long ball down the sideline where Christian Gonzalez got hurt. It was a 40-yard gain. The Patriots were there in so many different ways. All they do is convert a 3rd down. But what you saw was Drake May turn back into a kid. I mean, you remember we played earlier how he fumbled in that setup Atlanta for a touchdown at the end of the first half. He dropped the ball without being touched on the first possession of the 3rd quarter and slowly began to fold in on himself. It got to the point where they were afraid to call deep passes. They were trying to hand the ball off to kill the clock and couldn't. And you saw Drake May turn back into a pumpkin there in the second half.
He looked nervous.
Yes, looked very nervous. And Atlanta started dialing up the pressure. What you were talking about, Fred, they couldn't get home with 4, so they started blitzing him.
Right.
And he really did not look comfortable at all.
Like if he couldn't get into throws, they were sailing or they were landing short. Like
Bad interception. We saw that during the preseason. We've seen that. We saw that during his rookie season. Sailed a bad throw. They were up by 10 points. They had the ball in Atlanta territory, and May sails a ball high. Bam, it's picked off. Atlanta goes back down the field, kicks a field goal to make it a 1-score game. Well, if they go down and score there, the game is probably over.
And it's his standard is so high now that when he looks human, even for a half, it seems odd, which just kind of tells you because his quarterback rating for the game is still good. Look. The issue, if you want to get down to it, the issue I don't even think is May. It's the offensive line. Owenu didn't play well.
Mm-hmm.
Like
got beat on a bad sack in the middle. Yeah,
you can get pressure on them, and he gets hit a lot. And May's still not sliding, by the way, but he gets hit a lot.
6 more sacks yesterday.
6 sacks. Quarterback hits when he leaves the pocket and runs. He takes punishment. He gets hit a lot, and regardless of injury or anything else, I mean, it's going to wear the kid down. I mean, he gets hit an awful lot. That you don't like to see quarterbacks get hurt that much. You saw Jaden Daniels get hurt again last night. It's just, I worry about the amount of punishment he's taking and what that will do to him mentally, what that's going to do to him. He's playing so good. So well.
When you scramble out of the pocket, that's going to happen. Even inadvertently, you're going to take a shot. Even if you slide, whatever, you're reaching for the first down. The problem is the sacks. That's the problem. Miles Garrett had a day 2 weeks ago, 6 more sacks yesterday. He's taking a lot of hits. Some you can't avoid, but others you should be able to. And I don't know if they have the max protect, whatever they have to do, but it's not working.
Well, London's 3rd touchdown of the day should have tied the game, but...
And now the point after try by Parker Romo. Again, looking to tie this game in the late minutes. The snap is in place. He swings the right leg, and this kick is driven to the uprights. And the kick is... No good!
You kickers!
No good! He missed it right!
Noonan!
Parker Romo back in Foxborough.
Oh.
Missing the game-tying extra point try.
You can't ride the
to
plane
right.
now. Look how
4
pissed
minutes and
look how
40
pissed they
seconds to
are.
go. New England still clings to the lead, 24-23.
The team's throwing helmets. Oh, what a killer. You kickers.
Yeah. You can't ride the plane now.
The guy makes a 68-yard field goal yesterday, and this guy can't make an extra point.
Yeah. Well, for all of Drake May's struggles there in the second half, when they needed to put this game away on 3rd down, they didn't run the ball. They said, Drake, you go ahead and throw this one more time. We'll give you one more chance at this.
It's a 3rd down and 5 snap for Drake. He throws it to the left for Hunter Henry. He's open to the far sideline, and he slides inbounds at the 40. The Patriots able to set up a bit of a rough play for Hunter Henry. He's able to get wide open. Drake May finds him. That's your ball game.
And Drake just babies this one out there to Hunter. I got a little nervous the way that ball was floating. But he was so open. And he stays in bounds. Game, set, match.
Bit of a rub play there.
Yeah. No, I don't care what it looks like. However, it got you and the possession before, you saw him try a swing pass that got batted down. I mean, he was absolutely in his own head. So good for Josh McDaniels because all you had to do would run the football. Atlanta was out of timeouts. You punt it away. They would have gotten the ball back with, 30 seconds left?
Yeah.
And they would have had to gain about 40 yards to get in the field goal range for this kid to try one after he just missed an extra point.
But also, the way they were able to throw downfield and just kind of throw jump balls, I would feel a lot better getting that first down than even giving them 30 seconds.
Oh, good for Drake May and good for Josh McDaniels to have the trust to let the kid do it. And in reality, they win the game by 1. It is the best possible scenario for the coaching staff because you won the game, but there's a lot you can look at on film and go, these are the things we got to clean up. I mean,
but I don't know if you can clean up the offensive line.
No, but I guess what I'm saying is, especially for May, who didn't play well and still left the gym on a make, still had that last pass where you can point at and go, okay, I still did that, even though I had a bad second half.
I wonder if Booty not being in the game kind of screwed with them. And Booty's got a hamstring, so I don't know what that means for him. As we know, those like soft tissue injuries are hard to deal with. Injuries are starting to happen now. Christian Gonzalez spoke after the game, so he seems to be fine.
Yeah, he said if they had indeed not got the first down, they had to punt, and Atlanta got the ball back, he would have gone in for that last possession.
So just this team is again very thin depth wise. So. And they've been very lucky injury-wise. Very lucky. And so just when Booty's gone, that kind of limits things. Like, you can't really afford to lose starters.
And so here we are, the day before the trade deadline, and you're thin. And Booty being out, you're right, change the offense.
But everything people have told us is they're not interested in offensive players, that they're not interested in skill position players.
Diana Rossini said it again over the weekend and looking at pass rushers.
And then I heard Alex Barr say that they're not really interested in doing a whole lot because they're very well aware that this isn't the year.
I wonder, oh, God. Yeah, you're 7-2. This isn't the year.
Look at what happened in the Washington Commanders this year. You seasons like this just don't fall into your lap. And you got to capitalize on them, especially while this kid's on a rookie contract.
We do have to break. We have all morning to talk about the Patriots. We'll be right back.
You're listening to
128 Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric, our Finish Strong Friday partner. They're the local and independently owned go-to since 92. Visit them at call128.com.
From the Telford Type Studios, WBZ-FM and HD1. It's not just the game. It's Toucher and Hardy, Zolak and Bertrand, Felger and Maz, Joe Murray. For Boston sports fans, it's 98.5, the Sports Hub. Paisley Media Group Station. Sports Hub headlines, presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Patriots almost let a 10-point fourth-quarter lead get away yesterday, but they hung on to beat Atlanta 24-23 in Foxborough to improve to 7-2. Former Patriots training camp kicker John Parker Romo missed an extra point with 4:40 left, and that was the difference. Drake made through 2 touchdown passes and completed a big throw to Hunter Henry on third down to put the game away, but he also turned the ball over twice.
First, I have to play better. I got to play better. For this team, down the road, I think, it's tough. It's tough in a game where you win and you can feel in that locker room that these guys know we can play better. And I think it's a good feeling to have, but also at the same time, it's tough to win in this league, so you got to enjoy it.
Patriots have won 6 in a row. They visit Tampa Bay on Sunday. Buccaneers are 6-2. They're finishing up their bye week. Celtics will host Utah tonight. Grandy and Max at the pregame at 7. The tip-off at 7:30 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. Celtics are 3-4 and have everyone except for Jason Tatum available. And the baseball season is over, so the postseason awards have begun. We had the Gold Gloves handed out last night. The Red Sox, Don Rafaela and Wilyer Abreu both won in the American League. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by South Shore Bank. At Beatles Bank, sharing your success and growing your business is what Above and Beyond Banking is all about. Visit SouthShoreBank.com, member FDIC, member DIF, equal housing lender. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7:30.
Here we go.
Boom. I win. Boom.
Yeah. It's so funny.
We've got a passion for Boston sports.
Get angry.
98.5 The Sports Hub.
And we're back. Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
It's tough when you take a loss like this and you just kind of, you have it in the grasp and it just falls out of your hands. And what do you got to do? You just got to pick up the pieces and go back at it next year. I'm not going to give up.
He's like, this is like the finest band from Canada. They're like an alternative band, and you go to watch them, and then you see the singer, and he keeps the mic in the mic stand, and acts like he acts like the dude from Joy Division, kind of like Ian Curtis a little bit, like with his arms at his sides, but he's like very expressive face, and you're like, oh, you had to have something wrong with you, didn't you?
Mugging.
Mugging, you think? Was Ryan able to find that clip? Okay. So the World Series, by the way, we're Toucher and Hardy. You can watch us on YouTube, subscribe to 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. So it might have been the best baseball game I've ever seen. This was on Saturday night. I wanted Toronto to win, obviously, because of the Dodgers are the reason there's not going to be a baseball. Part of the reason there's not going to be a baseball season 2 years from now. And that's the year, of course, my son graduates high school, so that should really be good for him. So or good for any kid that's in high school, because I hope there's still an MLB draft.
Not while there's a lockout.
See, I heard there would be if there's a lockout.
Okay.
Because they're amateurs. That you would have a draft.
They just wouldn't have any teams to go to.
Maybe the minor league teams would be playing, though. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know, but it seems like there'd have to be an amateur draft, so they just wouldn't go. They'd go a year without an amateur draft.
I don't know how it would work. It's been a while since we've gone through this. I don't know. I don't have an answer for you,
because that doesn't make any sense. There'd have to be an amateur draft, because you would just let a year of college kids in prospects go, and then you would have double the amount the next year. Someone would know, so you call in. But I was watching the game. And so Toronto's up 4-3. It's the top of the ninth. Shohei Ohtani's on deck. And here's the conversation that the announcers have.
Hoffman knows this has got to be an action pitch. And what I mean by that, you got to make him put it in play. He's got to swing at this pitch, meaning it has to be close enough, because you do not want to walk him. You do not mind giving up a hit right here, but it cannot be a ball 4 and then Ohtani comes to the plate.
Payoff. Drilled to left field and deep and gone! No way! Miguel Rojas! It's gone! And Game 7 is tied!
Is there a more unfortunate time to be the analyst? That's in real time, too. And I didn't read
I agreed with John Smoltz. I thought he was right.
I didn't read this on the internet. I just was watching it and went, Ryan, can you pull this clip?
Yeah.
I saw it and I was like, because it was a full count. And that's why he was like, you got to throw him a strike. Because Ohtani's in there to show Ohtani and this and that. And then Ohtani flied out next at bat. But
I thought it was, by the way, when Ohtani hit that ball, I thought it was gone. It was a warning track fly ball to left center.
So did
I thought he hit it out.
And so it just, what an unfortunate time to be like screwing around. And then obviously it went a couple extra innings. It went, and then the 11th, Dodgers turn a double play to end the game, and there you have it. The Dodgers win again. Hooray. The largest payroll in the league wins against the team with one of the top payrolls.
Yeah, I think they were 7th. Yeah, a lot of spending. The teams that spent, the overwhelming majority of the teams that spent made the playoffs.
And what's going to be funny to me is that this is going to be an incredibly high-rated game. There was, by the way, a bench is clearing brawl during a brawl. Too.
Oh, yeah.
A real
wow.
brawl.
So many guys got hurt.
And then I'll hand it to Glavin and the other guys that were in the booth. When the bullpens came out, they were like, all right. Like,
I think Smoltz said, this is the most pointless thing you'll see tonight.
Like, why am I running?
All the way in.
Running just to stand.
On the guys for like being out of breath. It's like, oh, man, I got to run all the way out here for nothing.
Then you have to run all the way back.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. And so, but it was a great series. And what people are going to say is the ratings are going to be huge for that game. You know, I think they had 14 million plus for the game 6. So I can only imagine what it's going to be. Probably like 16, 17, 18 million people watched that. All of us did. And
well, almost all of us watched it.
Well, Adam watched it until extra innings, which I don't kind of blame him.
Really?
Yeah, because the Dodgers were going to win.
That was my point. Is that the Blue Jays had a chance to win that game and they didn't. I'm like, there's no way they're winning this game. They're going to lose it in extras to the Dodgers, and I don't want to watch it.
So I stopped watching after the 10th because the Toronto had the bases loaded with one out and couldn't get a run across. And that's when I was like,
that was when Pages crashed into the left fielder to make the catch. Kike Hernandez to end the inning.
And Bichette, as great as Bichette was in this series, he couldn't run, which also screwed them because he couldn't score on a single that from second. And like just Toronto had a lot of stuff going against them. But anyway, everyone's going to go like, oh, it was highly rated and this is great. Like, what do you have a problem with the Dodgers? They, look at how highly rated the receiver. And here's what I would say to you. Imagine this. You had a good regular season with parity and everything else. And then the World Series was good. So not only did you get that World Series, you got an entire 162-game season that people outside of 10 markets were interested in. You have 32 teams. There's 10 with and then 10 in a wild card, basically. You got 10 teams positioning for spots, and then you got a wild card or two, like a Milwaukee. And then when the Milwaukee gets in the tournament, they really don't stand a chance. So that's what you're dealing with now. And I understand Texas and Arizona, even though Texas is a major market, but Texas and Arizona, and no one watched it, but still, they play half the year. During that half a year, you have to have people watch. So this aggravates people when I talk about it too. But it's all I got to tell you is that the Dodgers winning that is just another brick in the wall that's going to be that lockout. And there's not going to be baseball played in 2027. And they won't play the whole season. I don't think there's any way.
You could see both sides digging in during the World Series. The commissioner, when he had his chance to speak, and then the head of the Players Association said, we can fix this problem without a salary cap. Not really. You really can't. Because the Dodgers don't care. They're printing money. They made over $250 million in revenue alone.
Well, that's why the Dodgers wanted Ohtani, is because of all that overseas revenue. Josh, go ahead.
Freddie T, huge fan, all the way back in the BCN days. Hey, how you? Anyway, Johnny Wall game.
Yes.
Stop interrupting Freddie T.
Okay.
You leave him alone.
Okay.
Sorry. All right.
I got it.
All
no
right.
problem.
Yeah, you back off. Johnny Wallgame. I'm on to your game, sir.
Wow.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, and I don't like it.
No,
Anyway.
you think I'm being
Hey, guys,
insufferable? Yeah, thank
Hey,
you.
guys, hey.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
I don't need to do that anymore.
No, you don't say, hey, Johnny Wallgame. That's not your game.
No. All right. What are you, Josh? Am I being insufferable? You say?
No,
he's saying I am.
Bit. Freddie T. Big, huge fan. But today, a little bit much.
What did I say?
Ranting and raving. You just keep ranting and raving about all this stuff. Just chill out, dude.
Yeah.
Just relax.
Yeah.
Josh, I don't really know where you're coming from. I was interested in your call because I didn't understand how I was being so insufferable.
Well, you just are, and that's part of the problem. You see, you're part of the problem. You don't even know why you're raving and why you're insufferable.
Hey, guys. Hey.
Yeah, he's now no longer with us, and with that, there goes, hey, guys, hey.
Did you find it...
That's not something I felt like I needed to hang on to. Yes.
Apropos or ironic when this guy told John to stop interrupting you, and when you started talking, John interrupted you. Like it was like in real time. That just
I had to actually physically wave him with my hand.
I saw that.
I had to be like, because he's going to get... But John, in fairness, didn't have the call screener up, so he didn't know that the guy was going to get to me, which is why I took the call. It wasn't the attack. The call wasn't on the screen as attacking John.
Oh.
That just is something that had to happen, I guess, for him to get to me.
I see.
But I was interested in to say, I know it annoys people when I say there's not going to be a baseball season, but there's not. And
I
then,
couldn't agree more. They're
I don't know what the hot take there is.
No, it is. If you spend 5 seconds looking at the issues, it's obvious they're not going to have a season.
You're just raving and raving, dude.
I know. I'm
Chill
fit
out.
to be tied today. I'm
Chill
really
out.
upset. The world of sports has got me cooking. Scott from Rentham. Hello, Scott.
Hey, guys. Hey.
Okay. Hello.
Are we doing that again?
No, I
Hey,
didn't.
can you play Canadian bands? Can you do Nickelback? I like Nickelback. Thanks, man.
That's a surprise. Thank you,
Hey,
Scott.
guys. Hey.
Let's see. No, I don't know why that would be the thing you hang on to. But listen, apparently it was very cool.
What about 3 days grace? They don't have anything wrong with them.
I could use 3 days grace from these callers.
Hey,
calling me out.
Josh sounded like maybe he was extending the weekend a bit.
Yeah. He sounded like he was having a good time.
Yeah.
Like
Good
he's
for
excited
him.
for the election day. He's just revving up.
How was the home plate ump for Game 7? A little erratic, a little inconsistent.
There were a couple.
Well, Kike Hernandez wasn't getting anything.
No.
It's like whenever he got up after his second at bat, I said, "Don't bother throwing strikes to him. You don't need to. If you're 4 inches off the plate, you'll get the strike call."
In the first inning, wasn't he late on a strike call and they threw Springer out? Like, because I listened to this on the radio. This was Game 7, right? Like in the first inning, yes. So in the first inning, Springer's is moving. I think it was like a full count. It was a full count to Guerrero, and Guerrero, the payoff pitch is made. It appears to be a ball. Guerrero starts taking off his stuff.
Yeah.
The catcher throws down. Oh, so there's one out. The catcher throws down to second, where Springer is slowed down. Now, in fairness, Springer shouldn't have slowed down, but he assumed there was a walk because it was a late strike call. So if you want to talk about a team that got screwed in that series, which I don't think they did, it is heavily to Toronto's side. That ball that got stuck underneath the wall, which they called a ground rule double when that would have scored a run, and
that would have won the World Series for him.
Yeah, so like that, Toronto got screwed more than anyone. And Kike Hernandez doesn't deserve strikes. If anyone's going to be up there with that lineup, if they want to squeeze Kike Hernandez a little bit, squeeze Kike Hernandez. If that's what you came out of that, I love that was what you came out of it with. I legitimately do. But he complained a lot, but you get squeezed. They got a Hall of Fame, 5 Hall of Famers.
I know, it's
like
just,
at the top of it. When Kike Hernandez comes up, get out of here. I want this thing to end eventually.
Which I think is funny. It's one of the things I do like about baseball. It's like there's certain guys. Who was the pinch hitter who came up to? I'm like, this guy's not going to get any calls. I'm like, you haven't seen him yet tonight. God, it was like in the 7th. But the ump makes obviously judgment calls all night long. But lot of it having to do with the player. Like, no, not for you. You're not.
No.
How did the Blue Jays fans react? Were they beside themselves? Did they burn Toronto down?
It's tough when you take a loss like this and you just kind of, you have it in the grasp and it just falls out of your hands. And what do you got to do? You just got to pick up the pieces and go back at it next year. I'm not going to give up. I don't think Canada is going to give up.
Okay. This guy wasn't on the street. He hadn't watched the game in a bar and was walking home. This guy was in the ballpark. He watched the game live, saw that happen in front of him, and is calm? Oh, my God, they don't deserve this baseball team. Jesus.
I thought being the comeback kids, they could do it, but we still love them. They're still our team. We're still very proud. But next year. On to next year.
That was his buddy. The guy was sitting behind home plate, saw that happen in front of him, and has that reaction.
But I
to
can
it.
tell you this: I was at the playoff game in Detroit that Detroit lost to the Commanders. Woke I just always think Redskins because I'm old. The Commanders, and Hardy handled it well, as did his friend. There is that when you see now, I think that's kind of like a bruise. Like it gets worse the next day. Like you're still like a little bit in shock.
Yeah,
but you just accepted it. Especially if you root for bad teams, then you just kind of you're so used to disappointment.
That's the other thing. You walked in there half expecting Detroit was going to lose that game, correct?
I did not. No,
really.
No, the reason why I was there is I didn't want to risk, like an NFC trip where things were going to get tougher, or much less the Super Bowl, and then spend all that money just to sit through a loss. I said, you know what? Let's do the trip for this game, which they will win. They're gonna win that one, and I'll feel good for once, and it'll be a good feeling. But instead, it was just the one that still sticks with me was the NFC Championship against the 49ers.
Yeah.
That was the worst game I've ever sat through, witnessed, and had to deal with.
Yeah, because you didn't think they were going to win that game, and then they should have won the game, then that's like where it gets the one. And I'm not even like I like the Lions because I'm from Detroit, but I don't like they're not my team. The game that bothered me, and it should have bothered everyone, and luckily it kind of did. Yeah. Was the game against Dallas where they where it was a fix. It wasn't a fix. No. I talked to Mike Pereira, and he didn't say it wasn't. He's like, I can't tell you that it wasn't.
But Game 7 in the World Series, where you should have won Game 6, and in reality, you should have won Game 7 also, and you're calm, there's no excuse for that as a fan.
Josh is back. He says he'll get to the point. Josh, go ahead.
Hey, I will get to the point. I apologize. I just kind of wanted to bust chops. Whatever. I actually wanted to change directions for 1 second. Just Marchand leaving.
You're not getting to the point. Thank you. I do appreciate that, though. That was funny. All right, Josh. Go. Josh, what's up? Go ahead.
I think it's John, but anyway,
John.
You guys are missing the point on the Toronto guy. Is that not your prototypical quintessential Maple Leafs fan who's been beaten and kicked in the balls his entire life? And they just saw one of the greatest sporting events ever unfold in front of him, and his team collapse like every Maple Leaf team has in the last 50 years. That's what they are. That's what they've become.
That's why I gave the analogy to Hardy, is that, Hardy, because Lions fans have been beaten down for so long, and I was at that game with them, and when Washington won, I didn't know how Hardy would react, and I'll give him credit. He was just like, yep. As were most Lions fans.
Yeah. The term is resignation. They are resigned to defeat in Toronto, and that's what you heard.
Oh, yeah. Well, listen, I'm a Jets fan, and I never expect anything good to happen. And then when I do, like even in week 1, which is essentially the Jets Super Bowl next to the draft, is week 1, when they
I see his point.
When they were going to beat Pittsburgh and it came down to a 60-yard field goal, but now people can make 68-yard field goals, but they can't make extra points. If you want to know the difference between 2 seasons, losing on a 60-yard field goal, winning on a missed extra point, You got a little mojo going for you at that point.
No, that's true.
And by the way, thank you. I just want to say thank you to Don for doing this. He AI'd it. The amateur draft will happen even if there is a lockout in 2027.
Okay. Great.
It affects the players in the league and the ability to sign players, but it does not eliminate the amateur draft, which the system acquiring new talent from colleges and high school. Draft is for new talent. So they would have a draft. Even in an NFL lockout, there's never not been an NFL draft. I'd go on. I'm almost in my lifetime. I'm positive that there's never been.
I'm trying to think.
Draft.
The last lockout I remember was before it started during training camp and lasted 5-6 weeks before they got replacement players.
Yeah, that was a great season.
Yeah,
the Jets made the AFC Championship game that season. All right, we'll be back. Mike Reese will join us.
Hey, guys. Hey.
Toucher and Hardy will be right back on the Sports Hub.
Sports Hub.
It means everything to us. We get 17 of these opportunities guaranteed, and you don't take them for lightly. Each one of these games is going to show up big come later down the season, November, December, when you're looking for a win. So to come out of here with the win was huge for us today.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy. Mike Reese is ESPN's NFL Nation reporter covering for the Patriots. But while he gets on right here, John, something's just happened in the NFL, which sort of involves the Patriots.
Yeah, it's a trade deadline is tomorrow, as Mike and everyone else knows. There were rumors over the weekend that the Patriots had placed a phone call to Miami about edge rusher Jalen Phillips, and Adam Schefter within the last 30 seconds is reporting that Miami just traded him to Philadelphia for a third-round draft pick. So that's one edge rusher the Patriots are interested in off the board.
Mike, thank you for joining us, first of all.
Good morning, Fred, Hardy, John. Can you believe this?
Congratulations on the back-to-back Bryan Adams shows that I hear you attended.
Incredible. That was an incredible weekend, Fred. We need to reminisce about that after we get through all the Patriots stuff.
Okay, we'll get to the Patriots stuff first, just like you want. So let's do that, Michael. Jeez Louise.
Can you just tell me, did you take it a little easy this weekend as compared to last weekend?
I had to, Hardy. Okay. It's not like the old days when I could rebound that. I think it took me till Friday to recover.
Okay. Yeah, he had to get rock and roll ammonia. You know how it is.
Things get crazy at Bryan Adams.
Well, he did thank the deceased DJ from Beasley's own WMMR, the guy that had been doing middays for a very long time. Bryan Adams Before Heaven did a very nice tribute to him, which I liked because it was a radio guy.
Yeah, that's nice.
It would be nice to know when you died, like someone mentioned you on stage. All right, Mike. Okay, so the trade deadline's top of mind because it just happened, this trade. What are you hearing or what are you expecting out of the Patriots? They're obviously not selling. What are you expecting from them at the trade deadline?
So my understanding, Fred, they've been calling around running backs, pass rushers, get a feel for the market, would love to add at those positions if the right opportunity presents itself. And I think we're right. Like, how do you say this? Like, sometimes you have discussions and teams set a price and you might think to yourself, let's see if they really hold true to that price. Like, we're at the moment of truth right now because you got through the last set of games here before the deadline. And now, a team that might have been asking for one thing, maybe they're willing to accept something a little bit less. And that is my sense of where we're at right now. And we'll see what it leads to.
Okay. Alex Barth I saw a clip online of Alex Barth on the World Wide Web talking about how the Patriots were not looking to be overly aggressive. Have you heard that? Do you expect something? And I know that NFL trade deadline's not, isn't baseball or, anything like that in terms of the deals that go down, but do you expect them to be a little conservative?
I don't know if I'd say conservative, Fred, but just smart. So use this Jalen Phillips trade that just went down in the last 5 minutes as an example. I'm not sure trading a third-round pick next year would be smart for a player that you're going to have for 8 games, 8 regular season games, and hopefully more than that. So I think it's balancing, okay, how do you get a player who can help you but not give up a chip that is a valuable chip that can really help you build your program. Still, I think Mike Rabel made this point on Friday. They're still in the first year of a program that they're hoping will sustain over time. And so I think in the short term, you might look at it and say, go for it. And there is something to be said for that. But then next year, like use the Falcons as an example, that the team we just saw, they had traded a third-round pick for Matthew Judon last year. And I know it's a little different timing, but he's not even on their team anymore. And look where they are. So I think that's the balance you're trying to strike.
Okay, so New England would be the 2 seed in the AFC if the playoffs started today. How good a shot do you think that they have? Like, who in the AFC do you think is better than them And I think it's a worthwhile exercise. Just who in the AFC would you be like, I don't like them against that team, even at home where it looks like they'll play? Go ahead.
All right, so I have a lot of respect for Mahomes and the Chiefs, so I'd probably start there. But I'm not saying they can't beat them, Fred, but I'd start with Mahomes and the Chiefs. I think the Bills and Josh Allen are still going to be a factor. Obviously, the Patriots already beat them in Orchard Park. So those are the first two. I think Denver's a team we haven't talked about a lot. That defense looks really tough.
You know what's funny about that, Mike? You and I are on the same page. Yeah. I have mentioned Denver several times and been literally scoffed at by other NFL writers. I can't even think of the term. The people that do the same thing as you. That's the thing is that they scoffed at me. But I would not want to play Denver in the playoffs with that defense. I really wouldn't. You watch, and Knicks will play like crap, and then their last possession, he'll go off. Like he's got that little. He doesn't fold at the end of games. Knicks is no superstar, but he's not a wilted lily.
Oh,
hello, Fred, master of language. Wow. All right, so you said Denver, Kansas City, Buffalo is what you said.
Those are the first three that come to mind. I still think Baltimore is going to be heard from in this whole thing. The Colts are a team that I haven't seen as much, but after yesterday, maybe coming down to earth. And those are the first that come to mind. I think this thing's wide open, Fred.
Yeah, it's not a long list, and in one of the teams they've beat already, and who's to say Kansas City looked bad against the team that they beat. Well, it didn't look terrible, but they lost to a team that you beat. So obviously that's up. So that's why the trade deadline is interesting, because practically you would. I agree with you. Like, I don't know if you're in the business of giving up future assets, but there is also that, as you've mentioned, that look, how often are we going to be 7-2? Regardless of why this is playing out the way it's playing out, we are 7-2, and we are in position to have a home playoff game.
And we have a quarterback that's not making any money, not crushing our salary cap and limiting our ability to add people. So, I mean, why not strike while you have this rare opportunity? Yep.
I like the thought process. I don't know. Would you guys give up a third-round pick for Breece Hall, the running back from the Jets? That to me would be striking. At receiver now, the Kayshon Boutte injury yesterday, hamstring. We don't know how serious it is, but I don't think anyone would be surprised if that might take a little time. And so does that change your outlook at receiver? Because Kyle Williams hasn't really stepped in to fill the void when given the opportunity. So those are a couple things that are sort of fresh in mind.
I don't think the Jets are going to trade Hall unless they're blown away. I don't think they can afford to lose a lot of more games.
The rumor was over the weekend they're asking for a third-round pick for Breece Hall.
Would you do it, John? Would you do that, John?
No, I would not do it for a running back because I think ultimately they get Ramondre Stevenson back, but I would for a wide receiver for a rental in a second.
Yes.
And who is that? Chris Olave of the Saints.
I would spend either Olave or Shaheed. I think Drake May needs help. I think he's spending a lot of time running for his life, and I think he needs receivers that can separate. And right now, for lack of a better phrase, they really don't have that one guy that you can go to. And Olave is, I think, a better receiver when healthy than anything you have right now.
Yeah, that's a good. I like the topic. It gives me something to think about. Chemistry is one factor that I just I'm going in my head as we do this sort of off the cuff. Stephon Diggs set such a great tone in that room. I do think they could take a guy like Olave, fit him in, and the chemistry wouldn't be disrupted. As we think of other options, that would sort of be the one thought on my mind is would it affect, the chemistry in the room? They've had 6 different games in which they've had a different leading receiver, which is incredible. No other team in the NFL has had that. So you just want to be a little careful on that. But again, to your point, John, I agree. You add a talented player like that, that could be a difference maker.
And I'll tell you this is like, if you don't give up a third-round pick at the trade deadline, it's not like you're punting on the season. It's not like You can't get in the mindset like if they don't get Breece Hall, they're punting on the season.
Yeah. I don't know.
I wouldn't
how
trade
long,
a third-round pick for Breece Hall either, by the way.
I don't know how sustainable it is, Mike, to be walking the tightrope with injuries right now because they don't have depth, and also relying on these receivers, I would say all of whom are playing above themselves a little bit right now. I did not expect this type of jump from Demario Douglas, and you're getting big plays and, as you said, big games from like 6 different guys at different times. Is that something that you can rely on for essentially another half of a season?
Hardy, for me, the target, it always shifts, right? And so maybe prior to this last game, I would have said, I think so. But when Booty went out yesterday, and I'm going to go back and watch the game again, I think that was probably, my hunch tells me, that was part of why they struggled a little bit yesterday.
Yeah, for sure.
Throwing the ball. And so that would make me nervous for them.
Yeah.
With, if they don't have Booty. So I'm with you, and I'm thinking about some of the options, and, is it like, Fred, you mentioned, like, if they don't trade a third, it's not like they're punting. Like, I do think they need to do something.
Right,
and
but
maybe,
you don't have to get – at the trade deadline, I mean, look at the moves that have been made already. Like, you can trade a player and a pick for a pick. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to – my point is this, is that if we get on the air on Wednesday and kill the Patriots because they didn't give up a pick in the first 3 rounds, that's not fair, I don't think, because it's not like they're giving up, right? You know what I'm saying? Giving up is selling. Not keeping picks because you don't think there's a good value in that is not saying that you don't care about this particular season.
Or not replacing a guy that you lost that is an obvious deficiency that you need. There's stuff that you would like right now, but there isn't one glaring obvious need that's going to change it.
Right, and it's like, did the Lions punt on last season because they didn't go out and get an edge rusher like everyone thought they should have?
Exactly.
I mean they lost.
Down,
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Or they should get more help in the secondary. Like the trade deadline is weird because when you're selling – you're selling to a very small amount of teams, and you lose that player for the rest of the season, obviously, and you get more in the offseason. So, like, my incentive to trade a very good player of mine that I have control over, certainly, is less at the trade deadline than it is in the offseason.
And I'm thinking, so this discussion's fascinating to me because it's evolving as it goes. Like the Jalen Phillips thing just happens as we're coming on. I think trades that might be realistic. So a running back like a Jerome Ford of the Browns, you're probably trading a 6th round pick and maybe getting Ford and a 7th round pick.
Right.
A pass rusher like Arden Key, and I'm just bringing up the name. He's with the Titans. They're out of it. Mike Vrabel and the staff has a background with him, I believe. And so similar, right? You're probably giving up a 6, getting the player, and a 7. I think those moves could help them, and I think probably they should do them. It's just like being responsible, but at the same time helping the team and trying to strike that balance.
Right, getting depth pieces and people to get into rotations and things of that nature, like not giving up a lot of your future to get a big name in that you're renting. And because – again, like a guy, the Eagles would never trade A.J. Brown at the trade deadline. Now, they could trade him in the offseason, but they're never going to trade him at the trade deadline for the reasons that we've already mentioned. All right, Mike Reese, and that's just an example of a big player. Mike Reese, I wish I could talk to you forever, buddy.
I know. I think I should come in and we should do like an hour together at some point. Fred, I need to talk to you about Bryan Adams. I have so much. When I was tired last week, I would just fire up my video of Summer of '69 and I would just play it, and the energy level went back up. I mean, these are the things we need to bond over, guys.
Yeah, this is like a guy who danced to the theme of Charles in Charge. Like if that gets that gets you riled up, the Summer of '69. I mean, my God, the moshing that must have went on during when he played that. It was a real Did you stage dive at that show, the Bryan Adams show?
There was no stage diving, but Fred, how many people? Well, we talked about it last week. 12,000 at the Garden in Boston, and in Mohegan sold out. And he sold out Madison Square Garden, by the way. on Thursday. So people still coming out to see him. How about that?
Yeah.
I mean, what COVID took away from you in record sales, it gave back to you tenfold in these touring bands.
Yeah.
Because these guys playing arenas and selling them out is fascinating to me. Mike Reese is fascinating. Mike, thank you so much for the time, sir. We appreciate it.
Always great being on, guys.
All right, there you go. The great Mike Reese. Here are the headlines.
talking about.
Sure.
No idea what you're talking about.
Here's more of The Thing on the Sports Hub.
After Patriot wins, Alf, go ahead.
Yeah, well, we don't apparently seem to lose, so how can I call you after a loss? How about the Patriots?
Not bottom. Fantastic, Alf. Where'd you watch the game?
I watched it at home. Okay, so I ain't gonna lie, I was in the hot seat for a little bit, but man, we escaped, and that's all that matters. 7-2. You know what I was gonna write down in my social media? I was gonna
Don't
say,
wipe off your social media. We want to hear from you.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna write down.
Don't wipe it down. There's no germs.
But we got a cigar, and it's a victory cigar.
Alf,
I don't care how we win it.
Alf,
But like my baseball said, man, you can't take away our joy.
Are you on Instagram, Alf?
No, sir.
What are you on?
No, sir. Facebook.
Facebook. All right. I'm going to find you on Facebook.
Just a slave to the algorithm.
Hey, man, are we going to pick somebody up from the deadline? Who are we going to pick up?
I don't know. Some fat chick, probably. Probably be pretty drunk at the deadline.
What does he sound like? Sounds like Jamie Kennedy. Is that like it's almost like he's doing a character?
I don't know, man.
I just can't peg who it is.
Oh, you can peg whoever you want.
Well, thank you.
If you ask right.
Thank you. Consent is everything.
Consent is everything. Consensual style, as Dad Boner once said. A lot. All right, look. As we go into around the NFL next, look, this is the way the season's going to go. I mean, as I said earlier, some teams lose on 60-yard field goals with no time left, and some teams win. And you didn't win just because of this, but some teams win because of a missed extra point. And when you have the sun shining upon you, as for some reason this region has had for so long, these are the kinds of things that happened. And look, you got a first down when you needed a first down. You took a chance. Your quarterback was a little shook a little bit, whether it was Booty or whether he's constantly getting hit. That concerns me.
Maybe get an offensive lineman at the deadline.
Well, look, I watched every play of that game. So, going in, I watch all the games, but going into today, I watched every play of that game. I know I'm not saying that to brag. I understand that's ridiculous that I'm on the air after these games that I should be. But I paid very close attention. The only weakness on this team that I can see is because I can't say pass rush because you get an interior rush. Like you could use an edge rusher, but whatever. Like it's not a glaring need, is that offensive line. And God forbid if one or two guys go down, I can only imagine what's backing them up. If what you have at the offensive line now, and look, someone will come in this week and they'll have PFF rankings that say like, oh, they weren't that bad. It was bad yesterday.
They were bad. They were bad. I mean, Myles Garrett had a Myles Garrett day. You can kind of excuse that, but yesterday Drake May got sacked 6 times. That should never happen. I don't care who's on the other side. You shouldn't have your quarterback sacked 6 times.
And when he wasn't sacked, every time they brought pressure in the second half, he couldn't step into throws. Like, there was a lot going on around him.
They clearly rattled him. And if I'm another team, like Tampa Bay, for example, and I saw what Atlanta did, I'm going to do the exact same thing.
Tampa Bay blitzes a lot.
Yes.
Yeah, they blitz a lot because it's Bowles' defense.
Yes, and this is a good team you're playing. They're a little beat up, but they're a really good team.
Well, they had a bye. So, right? Or do they play tonight?
No, they had a bye.
Yeah, they have a bye. So maybe they'll be a little rested and healthy when you go into Tampa. But, look, that's the only thing that concerns me about the team is that May's getting hit so much.
Yeah, I would feel better if there were a lot of things to, quote-unquote, clean up heading into, a game like Tampa Bay. But the things we're talking about, they're not really cleanup things. We're not talking about penalties. We're not talking about...
Turno, it's not the Pittsburgh game. Look, I'm not concerned about anything if I'm a Patriot fan. Ride it out. I think you could beat Tampa Bay in Tampa Bay. Why not? But I'm just saying, overall, for the season and the future of the season and winning playoff games, if we're talking about areas of concern, I think everyone would agree. If Booty's out, I'm a little worried about the wide receiver position. But that goes... part and parcel, that goes hand in hand with your offensive line. If he doesn't have guys breaking open, he's got to hold on to the ball longer. him getting hit that much concerns me. Any quarterback, Brady got rattled. If you got pressure up the middle and you were in his face all the time, Brady got rattled. Like, it's going to rattle any quarterback. And he gets hit a lot. He really does. He gets hit a lot. Now, he should hang on to the ball when he gets hit, and he shouldn't carry it like a lunchbox.
Teachable moment.
But this isn't like that. Yeah, like this isn't like, well, first of all, you won. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
But also, this isn't, to add on to Hardy's point, this isn't like the Pittsburgh game where you go, oh, you turn the ball over 5 times. You see them hang on to the ball. Jesus. Travion Henderson.
Both of everybody.
Everyone.
You saw Hunter Henry with 2 hands. You saw a lot. Oh, that's been drilled into them. That's not going to happen again.
There's no doubt that hasn't been drilled into him, and good. And that's credit to Variable. All right, we'll go around the NFL in just a moment.
Stay tuned for more Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Hey, it's Hardy.
Phillips for a third-round draft pick. Celtics host Utah tonight. Grandy and Max at the pregame at 7 and the tip-off at 7:30 here on 98.5 The Sports Hub. And the Red Sox, Ceddanne Rafaela and Wilyer Abreu both won American League Gold Glove Awards last night. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by AZEK Exteriors. For over 25 years, AZEK has delivered low-maintenance, enduring beauty that outperforms wood. AZEK won't rot, keeping your home better protected. Don't cut corners. Use AZEK Trim, made in America. Visit AZEKExteriors.com. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8:30.
No matter where you go, you're always connected to Boston sports with the 98.5 The Sports Hub app. Download it wherever you get your apps today. Toucher and Hardy.
Such an fantastic explosion.
98.5 The Sports Hub.
Around the NFL with Toucher and Hardy.
Hit somebody.
This should make Patriots fans feel good. Hardy and I were just discussing if the Patriots made the Super Bowl, which I would have just destroyed anyone even referencing that before the season started, or even 3-4 games into the season.
Is this a conversation of where will we go, will we not go?
That came into it. I mean, I'm not going to San Francisco for the Super Bowl. I'm just not. So, I mean, I guess you could fire me, but I'm not going to the.
We've done the split squad before at one point.
You go.
No. What I'm saying is you and I were here, and someone else was in Miami at one point.
And I don't think if you went, hey, Beasley, you don't have to pay us. You don't have to pay to fly us out. Pay the engineers and everything to get up at 2 a.m.
That was going to be my point. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of pushback from corporate on this.
That's the thing.
You're right.
I just like the exercise because it's like, I just know. Like, I'm not doing it. Like, you have to. Oh, no, I don't. I absolutely do not. And if you think it's wise to fire me over this, have fun with that.
What? I mean, 3 a.m. to 7 a.m., 4 days.
Or taping it just to say we're in San Francisco. Forget it. But anyway, Patriots fans, it's a very real conversation. I mean, you're 7-2. Is there anyone that you could play in the playoffs that would be out of the realm of possibility of beating? And to that, I would say no.
No, after watching, we're going to go through this, but after watching Indianapolis yesterday, after watching Kansas City get knocked back a peg, I mean, they're
unfortunately they
wide
open. They got knocked back a peg by someone in your division. All right, Around the NFL is brought to you by Joyce Cooling and Heating in Nashua. Starting to feel chilly around the house? Time to schedule your heating tune-up to avoid surprise breakdowns when the cold hits, plus save up to $4,400 in rebates and tax credits. A new Lennox system. Schedule at joycecool.com. They're celebrating 30 years. Hardy, what do you have in the bag today? In the bag of tricks.
Buffalo Bills at home to take on the Kansas City Chiefs yesterday. Let's skip right over to the second half with the Chiefs leading 21-13 at this point.
There's the snap. There's the hand.
I say Chiefs, I meant Bills. Bills leading by a touchdown at this point.
There's the snap. There's the handoff. The shove is there, and he is in for a 1-yard touchdown run. Josh Allen with his second rushing touchdown of the game, and he hands it to Spencer Brown, who spikes it with authority.
Yep.
If you're
absolutely got pushed in on that one. That was you want to talk about a tush push. That was full body push. He was not getting in on his own. No way.
I don't care for the tush push because it elicits excitement downstairs. Bandit! If you're looking for MVP odds after yesterday, Josh Allen.
Yeah.
And rightly so.
Chiefs not done yet, though.
4th down, yard to go at the 2 of Buffalo. Chiefs down 15 early in the 4th quarter. Mahomes is under center, sends Rice in motion. They hand it off. Kareem Hunt, easy touchdown. The left side blows it open for a TD.
That would make it 28-21. After that, I think they went for 2 on that one, John, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe you are correct.
Yes, so 28-21. Chiefs would get the ball back. Final moments. Patrick Mahomes with a couple of shots downfield. This is the last attempt.
3 seconds left in regulation on 3rd and 10 from the 40. Pass rush coming. Mahomes retreating. heaves it down the field, and it's knocked down and incomplete. And that's the ball game as the Bills escape with a 28-21 victory.
Mahomes running backward, avoiding the pressure, and he was back at his own 44, I think, when he damn near got that thing to the end zone, but not enough as the Bills get the win 28-21.
Bills had 3 sacks, and Mahomes looked – that's the first time I've seen Mahomes look really just ordinary. I think yesterday was the first time he had been under 50% passing in his entire NFL career.
44.1.
You know, the Bills' defense, which has not been good, looked very good yesterday.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. By the way, MVP odds, Josh Allen plus 150, Drake May plus 400, Patrick Mahomes plus 430. I'm getting somewhere with this, so I'm not just listing things off. Matthew Stafford plus 500, Herbert plus 2,000, Sam Darnold plus 2,000. I'm putting money, literally, I don't gamble that much. I'm putting money on Sam Darnold right now. We'll get to that. Are we doing that game?
No.
We are not doing that game. Sam Darnold is, look, it's Seattle. They're far away. Seattle's making the playoffs. Sam Darnold has been absolutely fantastic.
4
there.
touchdown passes in the first half?
Yes,
Yeah.
and he was almost perfect. I think he completed his first 14 passes. May should be higher odds than him. I'm not debating that. I'm just saying at plus 2,000, the Seahawks are a pretty good team. They went in Daniels didn't get hurt until the fourth quarter, and they were way down at that point. That's a Washington team that everyone thought was going to make the playoffs. They went on the road and killed them. They're 6-2.
Yeah, Darnold 16 touchdowns, 5 picks.
4-0 on the road, by the way, Seattle. I wouldn't want to play Seattle in the playoffs. Now, the Patriots, unless something weird happens, won't have to. Unless there's almost like a thing going against Callahan's misuse of them during 2 stats and 1 lie, and they put him back in the AFC.
By the way, Drake May, Lamar Jackson technically number 1 in passer rating, but doesn't count. He had 5 games. Drake May, number 1. Sam Darnold, number 2. Passer rating this year.
Sam Darnold, almost as good a game as Josh Allen. Sam Darnold yesterday, 21-24, 330 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. Pretty good game yesterday for Sammy D. I knew we weren't going to talk about that game. I apologize, but yes, Buffalo, unfortunately, if you're a Patriots fan, beats Kansas City, and they are right behind you at 6-2. But you have the tiebreak.
Since we're talking about Seattle there for a moment, I'll say this multiple times, and I'll say it again on Friday. Kendra Middleton gave out 4 games on Friday. Mm-hmm. One of them was the Seahawks -3. That came in. The other 3 games, Chicago -2.5, Denver +1.5, San Francisco -2.5. Cash.
Nice.
She's been on fire.
Yep. She said
I
so.
bet them all.
Yeah.
Well, you have a gambling
you.
problem.
That's right. I mentioned the Chicago Bears, who were visiting the Cincinnati Bengals yesterday. Let's check out T. Higgins here in the second quarter.
Snap to Flacco. Drops back 5 steps. Fires a deep ball. Left side. Jamar T. Higgins comes away with the football. Touchdown. Bengals. He just ripped it away. And the Bengals take the lead.
Can I just tell you, this game is in Cincinnati. So in Cincinnati played the Jets last week, and I was at that game. The Jets were down 17 in the fourth quarter and came back to win. The Jets. So, and the Bengal fans are tremendous people.
Mm-hmm.
They're fatalistic. I like them. They don't like this team at all. So I really enjoyed the people of Cincinnati. They had to sit through the winless Jets beating them, coming down 17 in the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. Okay. I know you guys didn't watch this game, and you guys don't really follow the league like I do. Cincinnati's defense is very good. I'm going to look, I know you guys haven't been there this year.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk a little bit as an insider.
By all means.
Yeah.
Their defense sucks.
All right.
Hot take.
Let's just spoil this.
Considering Kyle Manugabai ran for 176 yards against them.
Spoil this right now. Last time a team scored 38 or more points and suffered back-to-back losses was in 1970.
Yeah. They were up 14. I mean, the Bears were up 14.
And then the Bengals with like no time left get a touchdown.
Yeah, right.
Flacco ready for the shotgun snap. Firing into the end zone. Caught by Andre Yosivash. The Bengals have tied it. Flacco raising both arms triumphantly. And now an extra point by Money Mac could give Cincinnati a 42-41 lead.
And strangely, he made it.
54 seconds left.
By the way, Flacco, 470 yards, 4 touchdowns. Now, he threw 2 picks, but who cares? He's throwing it all over the place. Newsflash for you, too, the Bears blow. So have fun with your 5-3. You suck. If the Bears make the playoffs, hot damn, some team's going to put up 1 million on them. So their defense blows just as bad as Cincinnati's. Poor Cincinnati. I heard this on the radio. Cincinnati call, by the way. I heard this.
Oh, my God. Just keep them out of field goal range if you can. Now, we know how tough that is. We've been talking about it all season long. Not only does he make the catch here at essentially the field goal line, but
Caleb throws, middle of the field, Loveland catch, breaks away the 30, Loveland 20, Loveland 10, Loveland end zone, touchdown Bears! Colston Loveland on a throw by Caleb Williams, and the Bears reclaim the lead, 47-42.
Okay. Can't let him in field goal range. Loveland, by the way, is no speedster. He's a tight end. He catches a ball over the middle, and they're just bouncing off of him. And Loveland, look, was a first-round pick. He's a really good tight end out of Michigan. We all saw him during the draft. He's not putting his head down and running through people. They're just physically bouncing off of him. I don't know how the whole team didn't catch up to him. Anyone outside of a defensive lineman should have been able to chase him down.
A lot of yak. A lot of yak on that pass.
I mean, he's not zooming across. It's not Tyreek Hill, like, oh, he's gone.
It was a 58-yard touchdown pass. What do you think, the last 30 was a run?
Oh, sure.
Oh, yeah.
And by the way,
because he caught it wherever their field goal line is.
Yeah.
That's essentially where he caught it.
Right.
Yeah.
They let him get too deep, but it's like they're playing soft coverage to keep them to contain
shell.
them. Yeah, like a shell, and he catches it. Look, they let him get too deep. He caught it, whatever. There's 5 guys there to tackle him. They can't tackle him, and they can't run him down. Now, it's a little pointless to, because they're going to kick a field goal anyway. But, Jesus, stranger things have happened than the guy missing a field goal at the end of the game. Oh, boy. If I stuck around at that, first of all, who sticks around because they were down 14? But if I stuck around, they get back into it. My God, what a way to lose. And I heard the Cincinnati call of that in the car.
I can only imagine. By the way, Bears, you mentioned 5-3, tied with Detroit for the final playoff spot in the NFC.
Yeah, well, the Lions have the tie break. Chicago is horrible. Don't worry about Chicago. Caleb Williams isn't bad. Caleb Williams isn't bad at all. And Caleb Williams could end up being a great quarterback. He really could.
Yeah.
And they have a good offense. But their defense is atrocious.
Zach Taylor, how are you feeling?
As coaches, we got to spend this week finding a way to help everybody and get it done, because it's sick. It's sick to lose like that. It's sick. So we got to own it, and we got to keep finding ways to improve.
No, my dune buggy is sick. That loss was not sick. That loss was bad.
As coaches, we got to figure out a way to teach these guys how to tackle.
Billy Weston had a sick ramp. I mean, we would go down there and get major air. I don't know what he's saying. This defense is the opposite of sick.
We were talking about phrases that we can't stand, and I saw this more than once online yesterday. That game was drunk.
Oh! No. I remember the first time I heard that, it was on this show. If someone tweeted that. Yeah. That was the first time I ever heard it. I'm like, just say, why are you being cute? Just say what, like, wow, this game's crazy. Like, this is a crazy ass game.
Nope, it's drunk.
No, it's drunk. Why, little lady, is it drunk? Yeah, I hate that. I hated it the first time I heard it. Yep. I hated it.
Saw it more than once yesterday.
Bananas?
People watching this game.
Would bananas be okay?
Bananas would be fine. This game is drunk makes me think, is it there, little lady? Do you have your pom-poms and little cheerleader outfit on, too?
You just hate metaphors.
No.
And that's on you.
You son of a bitch. Not only do I not hate metaphors, I think I respect them too much. That's why I'm all in on these. I don't like this. You want to dazzle me with a metaphor. Don't say this game is drunk. Really? Is it beating his kid and not showing up to work? How drunk is it? Is it shaking in front of a liquor store at 8 in the morning? I mean, how drunk is it? It's drunk.
4 touchdowns combined between the two teams in the final 2 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, both teams are a joke. I mean, they're fun.
Oh,
I mean, both teams are super fun.
Great game to watch.
Oh yeah, and it went on forever.
Yeah.
I mean, it went on well into the 4 o'clock window.
Fun.
Did they hit the over? Let's see, 51.5. Yeah, 89 points. Yeah, I'd say they hit the over.
Yeah, it was like a Miami game in the 80s.
Holy crap.
Miami put up 50 points.
Everyone
put up 48.
remember Bledsoe against Marino. Week 1 of the season, early 90s. Patriots fans remember that. Marino threw a touchdown pass to Irving Fryer. I think Marino had 5 touchdown passes and Bledsoe had 4 that day.
What is I don't want to get into it because I'm just kind of asking because I don't know for real. For some reason, a lot of people hate Bledsoe and not for football. I don't know what he's doing.
Really?
But, like, I saw something where he was, like, lumped in with all this stuff. I don't know what his deal is, but...
Interesting.
People are pissed at Bledsoe, and I didn't care enough to investigate.
No.
I just was wondering off the top of my
They're
head
not
if you guys
wine
knew.
people. They don't
Well,
understand
he
the
insists on that
subtleties of a
wine.
Bordeaux.
Yeah. I'm sure he's making money hand over fist
Let's
with that winery.
Let's save the
just like Coppola, making so much money.
Steelers
Selling his watches.
and Colts will also talk about the Denver and Houston game and that unfortunate Detroit-Minnesota matchup.
Remember when Brian Hoyer was undrafted free agent with the Patriots and we had Gasper on, and I said Hoyer will make the team, and Gasper scoffed. Now I like Chris Gasper a lot, I really do, and I think he's great.
Did that happen?
Great on the radio. I think him and Murray are fantastic on the radio.
Mm-hmm.
I really do. But he scoffed at me, and I never forget it.
Is that
Hoyer
right?
went on to have a huge, long career. How do you not remember that? I reference it constantly. Denver, I just want you to, you haven't done it, but Denver has, people have scoffed at me when I said I wouldn't want to play Denver in the playoffs. Let's see how far Denver goes in the playoffs. Just keep an eye on it. I was completely wrong about the Patriots. I'll admit when I'm wrong. I was the whole season. I said, "What do you do? Just enjoy the quarterback." Da 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 da.
Mm-hmm.
Look, they're way better than I thought. Denver, this might make up for it.
Fortunately, we're going to go over the Denver game. We'll have more of a chance to discuss Bo Nix in
Boy,
Denver.
you both really want me to stop talking. Fair enough. I've said too much. We'll be back in just a moment.
More Toucher and Hardy on the way on the Sports Hub.
Common.
It's electric.
You need an electrician? Call Common Electric. We're electricians, and it's all we do.
There we go. We are Toucher and Hardy around the NFL. Hardy, what are we getting to next?
The Indianapolis Colts visiting the Pittsburgh Steelers yesterday. Let's see what Aaron Rodgers had in store.
Snap to Rodgers. Back looking to the right for Freiermuth. Touchdown! Pittsburgh Steelers. A strike from Rodgers to Freiermuth, and the Steelers have taken the lead.
All right,
Almost
so
sounds like Frankenmuth, where it's Christmas every day.
They moved Jalen Ramsey to safety, and apparently they got Duggar now playing for him. So the safeties are Duggar and Jalen Ramsey, and apparently they've just completely simplified the defense. And yesterday they were out, calling me surprised. I guess everyone would pretty much be surprised by it. The Steelers' defense fantastic yesterday.
Yeah, their offense wasn't great.
No, their offense isn't good.
Their offense wasn't great at all. I mean, Rodgers needed 35 pass attempts to get 200 yards. I mean, he completed 25 passes for 200 yards, and they averaged less than 2 yards a carry, and they still won.
Yeah, Daniel Jones threw 3 interceptions. They Watt was all over the place, causing fumbles.
Yeah, they sixth turnover of the day happened here in the fourth, I believe.
Back in the throw is Jones. Over the middle, flies it, and it's picked off. Joey Porter Jr. He tried to go to Josh Downs, but was intercepted by Porter. That's giveaway number 6 today for the Indianapolis Colts.
Yeah, Daniel Jones had 5 turnovers himself, 3 interceptions, 2 lost fumbles.
5 sacks, too.
But
Steelers defense.
They were really getting to him. I don't know what happened, because the Steelers' defense has not been good this year, and I didn't think there was any way the Steelers were going to beat Indianapolis. Not that Indianapolis is any good. I just thought that the Steelers were bad, and whatever happened to that defense, whatever they did, you're right, John, the offense for the Steelers wasn't good. They got the ball 5 times on turnovers and managed to put up 27 points. Congratulations.
I said, Aaron Rodgers, every once in a while, you saw it against the Patriots. You give him enough chances, there'll be one throw. You go, oh, there he is. But more often than not, he's slow. He gets frazzled. He's 41.
There's no way you saw this, but in the first half, I just happened to be watching the game. In the first half, Rodgers, they're in the red zone. They're like on the 7. Rodgers scramble, laterally moving, fakes and then decides begrudgingly that he's going to run into the end zone. He's met at the 3-yard line and just crushed. And my son said, "Is that him running?" And I went, "Yeah. Like he's running." And he goes, "I think you're faster than him," which was no compliment to me. And I do think I'm faster than him. I haven't taken the wear and tear. He's only 8 years younger than me. 8-9 years younger than me.
He's going to be 42 in December.
Okay, he's
less than a month.
All right, so let's just say he's 8 years younger than me. I'm not positive I couldn't be. I'm not faster than him, and I'm the same size as him. He might be a little taller. I think I beat up Aaron Rodgers.
6'2", 220.
I wish they would do that on the call.
Oh, he's much bigger than me. Yeah.
Rodgers drops back, looking, can't find, begrudgingly takes off to the right.
They did. I swear to God, they did. And
that audible sigh.
No.
Okay.
When he got hit, they were funny. They had a good crew on the game. They were funny. They were like, he didn't want that. Like they're like, they didn't want it. His chin straps off. Like they're like, oh, because you could see his face. He was like, I'm gonna look like such a pussy if I don't try to run this in. But he's so slow.
Beaton says we have to listen to the final call here.
This time he will kick it to the right. High bouncer, and DK Metcalf leaps up and grabs it at the 48-yard line. And with 8 seconds left, Max, I'm going to tell you that the Infinity Stone was wrong, or whatever it was there. The Infinity Stone, Infinity Wars,
Infinity
Endgame.
War. They were looking for Infinity Stones.
Okay.
What?
I love that metaphor.
Oh.
What's the Infinity Stone?
I have no idea.
All of a sudden, Nicholas goes, aha. What's the Infinity Stone?
It's from the Avengers.
It's
what,
the last
Thanos
Avengers.
is trying to get
Thanos
put into
is-
his big.
Oh, so it's the excuse for them to be able to make 5,000 other movies
Yes.
that because with the same characters, even though the characters died.
Thanos needs 5 Infinity Stones to snap his fingers and kill half of the universe.
I always wish I watched more of those movies.
Yeah,
It
me
sounds-
too. All right, Denver Broncos on the road. Again, Kendra Middleton said, I know that the Houston Texans are looking pretty good, but she liked Denver. And in the second quarter, Bo Nix rewarded Kendra's prophetic statement.
Bo in the pocket, floats one towards the end zone. Open receiver, catch into the end zone. Touchdown, Denver. That is Cortland Sutton, who beat Derek Stingley Jr. Yes, sir. 30-yard touchdown pass. Bo Nix to the ever-reliable Cortland Sutton.
7 plays, 70 yards, 2 minutes, 19 seconds is all it took for the Denver to get on the board and take the lead there. Later on, Bo Nix again.
Nix is in the shotgun snap, bounces around, throws the ball. He's got a wide open receiver. Harvey at the goal line. Touchdown, Denver. Henry To'o beaten on the play. 27 yards. Nix to Harvey. The protection was great for Bo.
That made it 15-15 early in the fourth quarter, which, of course, is going to if no one else scores, it's going to set up a game-winning field goal attempt.
Snap, placement, kick on the way. It is good. And Denver has come to Houston and beaten the Texans by a final score of 18-15.
I watched the end of that game. So before the field goal, Peyton runs out on the field and he's screaming and yelling and screaming and yelling, and no one could figure out what he was doing. And he was screaming at the kicker. He goes, just split him. And then he smiles. He wanted the kicker's attention. He wanted to give him a little joke.
Huh.
He wanted to lighten the mood. And you know what? The kid made it. So they had a kicker that made the field goal that won the game.
Yes.
Atlanta had a kicker that missed
the extra point. Yes.
It's too much pressure for him.
Yep.
Gabe, go ahead.
Hey, Fred. Sorry, I'll be real quick. You know, last week you were talking how your son was like, I can beat you up, you know?
Yeah.
So I think, Fred, you should just be like, you don't want to go there. You know, you should just make it where it's like he doesn't even want to think about
Right. He said that he said he could beat me up again yesterday. Monty, to pull it down because Monty's got an insult for someone.
Oh, good.
Monty's back. Hi, Monty.
Hey, guys. So you're talking about Super Bowl being in San Francisco. Now, Wallach should want the Pats to go because San Francisco Bay has a huge wildlife refuge full of eagles. It would be like Harden going to like Houston strip clubs again, but for Wallach to go out there and hang out with all the eagles.
All right, there you go. Bring it back up. Go out to San Francisco, you stupid bird.
See, I thought it was.
That's him going woohoo.
I would think
yoo-hoo. Mating call.
I would think Wallach would want to go to one of those Super Bowls in Florida and then maybe get with some of those manatees. If you can't satisfy your smothering urge, with a woman, because that would be considered infidelity. You just hop in the water with one of them sea cows and say, just lay on top of me, baby.
Is that what they're called?
Did he see your OnlyFans subscriptions? Because he follows some woman. He pays her quite a bit of money. Her name is the Human Manatee.
Mega butt cheeks.
Mega butt cheeks. And the whole thing is hot dogging. So much buns.
So much buns.
All right, so Hardy, what's next?
I don't want to, but we have to. Minnesota at Detroit, taking on the Lions. Remember Justin Jefferson?
McCarthy out of the shotgun, throws right to the end zone. Caught! Touchdown! A one-handed catch by Justin Jefferson.
I don't mind getting beat by Justin Jefferson. What I mind getting beat by is this guy.
J.J. McCarthy, who takes the snap, short drop, runs out to the right. What's he going to do? He's going to run. 10, 5, end zone, touchdown! He's J.J. McCarthy!
Yeah, don't get used to it. He stinks. Don't get too used to it. Let's not go crazy with J.J. McCarthy.
2 touchdown passes, touchdown run.
I don't know what the Lions have to do. They got to change the surface of their field because their defense it gets decimated with injuries. Their secondary is in shambles. Not great.
No. And
by the way, one-handed catches are just every catch now. I mean, you watched Bijan Robinson had like 5 one-handed catches.
No, he made a couple of really good ones with people draped on him yesterday.
Yeah, and that
Great.
Justin Jefferson was...
One of them wasn't even necessary. You could have got the other hand up, but why should I? That's just more effort.
It just seems like some of those would have been interceptions, too. Like, they would have been right in someone behind him's belly if he didn't reach his hand out and catch it.
By the way, what happened to Jahmyr Gibbs yesterday?
I
was watching
They
some of that
stacked the
game.
box. They really got the Goff. They give it to Flores. He dialed something up. They couldn't run the ball. They couldn't play action. That meant Goff was the sitting duck. He got hit a lot. Let me see how many sacks there were. 5 sacks. Yeah, he gets rid of the ball quick. And they were a lot of 3rd and longs where he had to hold on to it.
They went with Montgomery. Well, not that much more. I guess he only had 2 more carries than Gibbs, but you could just hit the hole a little harder. And I don't know. Afterward, J.J. McCarthy, though, also annoying.
It was awesome. Yeah, it's just when you're hurt, being on IR last year and being out for 5 weeks
with a high ankle sprain.
It absolutely kills me not being out there with those guys because I love every single one of them. And, I know they got my back and I got theirs the rest of the way.
I've known him for a whole year. I love him.
I would, like anyone else, if you can, I'll give you a prize. Another quarterback that's missed 5 weeks of football with a high ankle sprain. Quarterback, not wide receiver, not cornerback, a quarterback that's missed 5 weeks with a high ankle sprain.
Tough.
They were even making fun of him on the broadcast.
Even Mac Jones made it back. Remember he had that tightrope procedure? Even Mac Jones
And
came
he
back
was
sooner.
screaming in agony over that injury.
Yeah, people made fun of him for demonstrably being hurt, which I even with my lack of a soul thought was cruel.
Yeah, Mac was back in 3 or 4 weeks, if I remember right.
Yeah, Mac's back.
We should probably... Wow.
Makes me want to dig into those 49er games with Mac Jones as quarterback.
So the NFC North is in complete disarray. You know what? The NFC North is drunk right now, is what I think. I mean, between the Bears...
Fine, I'll buy your cookies.
Between the Bears win and the Lions loss and the Packers...
Here we go, 3rd down, goal to go with the 1. Give Jacobs diving into the end zone. And a touchdown and some pushing and shoving going on afterward.
Yeah, that made it 13-13. They were playing the Carolina Panthers.
And Bryce Young was terrible in the game, too. 11 for 20, 102 yards and an interception. He was awful. Dowdle was their whole offense. And the worst news is Tucker Kraft is out for the season for Green Bay. And they're kind of all in on this one with that Micah Parsons trade and everything. They might do something big and dumb over the next 2 days to try to make up for the loss of him, because I don't think there's any doubt that the Lions are the best team in that division. I know they just lost to the Vikings, and congratulations. But Green Bay was terrible yesterday. Love was terrible yesterday.
Martin down on one knee, arm extended. Snap, placement. The kick is up, and it is good.
That's Zolak. He Zolak that one, boy.
Brother.
So there you go.
Green
All
Bay
right.
5-2.
Greg, go ahead.
Hi, Fred. I know who missed 5 weeks with a high ankle sprain at quarterback.
Who?
Mac Jones.
I thought he didn't. I thought we just went over that. He
No,
had that
he did. He missed
procedure.
5 weeks with a high ankle sprain.
I know he had the high.
All right, we'll have to double check.
Didn't he
Thank
have
you,
the
Greg.
tightrope?
Yeah, he had some procedure called tightrope procedure.
Didn't that get him back sooner than that?
I believe so.
Look, I'm not 100% sure, but I
Wait,
think I'm right.
you're not 100% sure
No.
on how long Mac Jones was hurt for?
No, I'm
years
not.
ago?
No.
3 weeks.
Yeah, thank
n-
you.
Yeah, not
Yes.
5 weeks. Because they were even talking about it during the game.
Uh,
He missed a tremendous amount of time.
Heard it in the Week 3 loss to the Ravens. Didn't play in the next 3 games in 4, 5, and 6, and then was back in Week 7 against the Bears before Bailey Zappi came in for the rest of that game.
Well, he came back.
Yes.
So there you go. 5 weeks with J.J. McCarthy with the high ankle sprain after missing the totality of last year. So I'm glad I sold that card when I did. All right, we will be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Essential Sports Hub headline presented by Celsius Energy Drinks.
Patriots 423 in Fox.
right. We are Toucher and Hardy. Listen at the end of this segment for a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Comics Come Home show at the TD Garden on Saturday. I still have not been contacted, Adam, at all about this.
Oh, that's because Dawn was out last week. I believe she's back today, so you should hear from
I was
Dawn
thinking
today.
over the weekend, I'm like, when I did this contest last week, I was talking about like going and like if I knew any of the comedians, and I felt like a fool.
It's okay. We'll get you taken care of.
I felt like a fool. I've never been to Comics Come Home. I would like to go. All right, Jonathan, as a Patriots fan of a very long time and a skeptical one at that, I will give you the floor to give your opinions now at 7-2, atop the AFC East.
There might be some hand-wringing about yesterday, but I don't care what it looked like. Style points are out the window. You could complain about style points when you have the best team. Like if you have Tom Brady and you're supposed to be destroying teams like yesterday, then a 1-point win, and there was a lot of luck involved too. You can say, okay, this is not good. You had no idea this was coming. This is a huge gift that the Patriots have laid at your feet as a fan. I don't care what it looks like. A win's a win. And considering the facts for this roster, that they're thin in a lot of places, that Drake May got sacked 6 times, he was running for his life a lot. I don't care if they were fortunate or not. I'm happy this morning they won.
Yeah, I don't know what they've done and how they're so effective against the run. It's really amazing.
To stop that guy yesterday is their best defensive effort by far.
And they just gave up on it. So, like, no one's going to be able to run against them. I don't care if there's injuries or what happens. They're just whatever they're doing.
You have King Henry and Baltimore later. You have another meeting with James Cook, who has really exploded here in the last few weeks.
But if I'm not even going to try. Like, I'll try maybe at the beginning, but every team has to abandon the run, which is such a great thing to have happen.
Yep.
Because then the play action goes away. Then you can set everything up differently. So I give them a ton of credit for that. Drake May has been phenomenal. I know his second half yesterday wasn't great. If I was nitpicking, and I was just saying a concern going forward is how much he's getting hit, and I think that's very legitimate. He gets hit a lot.
Yep.
And he gets hit because not only does he get sacked a lot, but also when he takes off, he gets hit a lot, which is going to happen. He plays football.
No, you worry about the hits he takes when he's in the pocket. It's the running stuff. Any running quarterback is going to
get hit, right? And things are going to happen, and that's part of his game that you can't take away. You can't take away any quarterback's ability to run because it won the game for Denver.
Yep.
I mean, Knicks took off and got him into a no doubt field goal situation.
It will be interesting because it's very, very tempting if you're the Patriots. I mean, this is found money times a million. You never thought you were going to be 7-2. And looking at the AFC, things are wide open. We've spent a lot of the morning talking about this. I would imagine it's very tempting in the next 24 hours to go and get more than one guy and get help. But every writer that we've talked to says that Vrabel is really stuck on this building a program thing. And there has to be a battle that takes part over the next 24 hours. Elliot Wolf was like, look, we can go get these 2 or 3 guys that are going to help you. However, we're going to have to spend this amount of draft capital. Is Vrabel really going to push back on that when the AFC is open and they have just as good a chance as anyone here in the playoffs?
I don't think there's any doubt they're going to add depth. And they'll give up future assets to get depth.
I'm talking about an impact player.
But and the thing about that is, you're not teams that win Super Bowls oftentimes don't do anything at the trade deadline. So the only point being, you're not punting on the season. I'm not going to get in here on Wednesday if they don't get a big name and crap on the team.
Sure,
because it's not like in baseball where you're kind of just giving up, right? In football, there's plenty of Super Bowl teams, most, that don't add a big name at the trade deadline. How often did the Patriots during their run add big names at the trade deadline?
Well, I mean
they did it, but it was a 20-year run. How many did they do it 20 times?
No.
Right. So, they did it, but they didn't do it 20 times. What I'm saying
was always active, but it was for depth, and he brought back Deion Branch one year.
Right, and they'll do that. They're going to add. absolutely going to add. They have to. They need depth.
Yeah.
They need depth at everything.
Yeah.
So, Booty out changes the offense completely, which is a good thing in a way because it shows you how much better Booty is than he used to be.
If I'm the Patriots, and we were just talking about the offensive line, if I'm the Patriots, in addition to getting a wide receiver, which I want, and they probably won't do, I would get an offensive lineman. More specifically, I'd get me a swing tackle because how lucky are we that Morgan Moses hasn't been hurt yet? How lucky are we that their number one pick has been healthy the entire season? I mean, what are the odds that both of them are going to make it all the way to the finish line?
So that's the thing. It goes back to the first point we were talking about, which is Drake May and how much abuse he's been taking. It would be nice to have another receiver. It'd be nice to have some kind of a stopgap if like when Booty is hurt, or if Demario Douglas doesn't continue to play like he has been, or something goes south with Stephon Diggs. But those are all, I wouldn't call them luxuries. It's not as important as having some sort of extra protection for Drake May.
But a receiver can be that. Like if you get a good receiver, like a 1A, like a 1B or a 2,
just something so he can get the ball out.
So he can get the ball out
So
faster.
you have confidence on third down. You have confidence in third and long. You have confidence when you need to kill the clock on a drive.
If I was them,
yesterday,
I'm definitely trading for an offensive line depth piece. I just am.
Yep.
Like I definitely am.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think they're going to trade for a receiver, and I don't know what the market's going to be like for receivers. But the Dolphins say they're not trading Waddle.
Are you more likely to get something of quality in a receiver or an offensive line depth piece?
Well, you get
at the trade deadline.
Well, they're going to get an offensive line depth piece. I mean, they will, and it'll be like a pick
but at
swap.
at the trade deadline, what is more readily available historically? Do you think?
Well, I mean, I don't think they're going to. I mean, they could get a receiver, but I don't think it's going to be a 1B receiver.
No.
I just think both are available. And they could do both, but I just don't. I mean, I don't think they're going to give up a third-round pick to get someone.
Right.
And I don't know if they should. And I don't think that's giving up on the season. I don't. Bringing a guy in for 9 games, and I don't think that's giving up on the season. It's not. Saving your picks is. I'm not talking about 6th, 7th round picks. I mean, they got 1 million of them because of the trades they've made.
I just don't want to hear any. And if they don't do anything, and they wouldn't say this out loud anyway, but I don't even want the inkling or the I guess suggestion that it's because this is not the year to do it because we're still in the process of building this thing. No. You're sitting at 7-2. And even if you didn't expect to be there, that's where you are. So if you have the ability and you have the opportunity to take advantage of it, you do it.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way that they don't at least make a few 2 or 3 moves before the deadline. I just don't think they're going to be huge ones, and I don't think they should be killed for that. Yeah, if they don't do anything, that's just it's irresponsible.
It's necessary considering how lucky you've been injury-wise. I mean, it really is luck at this point in the year. Because the NFL and all the writers, and we've said it many times over, it's a war of attrition. It's who's left, how many people you have left standing at the end.
Well, why is the AFC wide open? Injury. Yeah. I mean, that proves it right there. Kansas City was completely banged up. That's why they're 5-4. Lamar Jackson's hurt. That's why the Ravens are 3-6. Burrow's hurt. That's why Cincinnati's 3-6. I mean, yeah, it's a war of attrition. Of course it is. Teams get beat up. It's part of the game, and that's really what the trade deadline is for. It's just acquiring depth. I mean, everyone was on the Lions last year to get Myles Garrett or whatever, and what they didn't, so they've given up. Caller number 10 to the contest line, 617-931-0985. We'll score a pair of tickets to Comics Come Home on Saturday, November 8th at the Garden, featuring Dennis Leary, Lenny Clark, Sarah Silverman, and more, all to benefit the Cam Neely Foundation. Get your tickets at Ticketmaster.com. Lenny Clark's got to feel good about being one of the 3 comics mentioned in the read. We will be back in just a moment with Bob Socci.
Last week, the Patriots introduced the offense. Now, Zoe, they're introducing the defense.
The most fired up guy running out there was Spillane. He's starting to feel it, and I love it.
He reminds me of the wrestler from Vision Quest.
Yeah.
With his issue, with his attitude. He is all football. And right now, the Patriots are playing football extremely well in every phase.
Great soundtrack.
That's why they've won 5 in a row and sit at 6-2. May takes the snap. He looks to the left, and he throws it for Bob Douglas on a wheel route, and he drops it in the midsection for a Patriots touchdown.
So damn sexy.
May takes the snap, back to pass, moves up, has a clean pocket, throws it to the near side, caught by Diggs, rolling after the catch at the 45.
That's how you bounce back.
Crazy for you. Now the point after try by Parker Romo, looking to tie this game.
Crazy for
the snap is in place. He swings the right leg, and this kick is driven to the upright. And the kick is no good. You kickers! He missed it right. You did. Third down and 5 snap to Drake. He throws it to the left for Hunter Henry. He's open to the far sideline. Game set match.
Hey, every day is like Vision Quest. We put on garbage bags and run around the track. God, make weight. But he wasn't all about wrestling. He fell in love. It was a terrible, terrible metaphor by Bob Sosi. Bob Sosi is the voice of the New England Patriots on 98.5, the Sports Hub Patriots Radio Network. Bob's Sosi's hot takes are brought to you by Bigelow Tea. By now, you should know Bob starts every game with his favorite Bigelow Tea. No matter how hectic your day gets, be sure to grab a mug of Bigelow Tea and tea proudly. Bobby Sos. Hello, Bobby.
Hello, Fred. Hi, guys. John, Hardy. I must have been drunk when I made that metaphor.
Nice. That game was drunk yesterday.
It was a dope when I made that metaphor.
That's right. But you guys sounded great yesterday. Obviously, the best in the business is Bob Sosi. I truly believe that. What, in your opinion, was the difference between Drake May in the first half and Drake May in the second half? What did you see?
Well, he certainly looked unsteady after that fumble. And, there were times when he did have a clean pocket. There were also, of course, too many times when he was under pressure. And some of that, perhaps he brought upon himself. We did talk a lot as the game went along about the absence of Kayshon Boutte, and Zoe repeatedly made the point that it seemed to cut the field in half for Drake May. And he's had such a strong connection with Boutte, and he's had such a obvious disconnection with Kyle Williams. So I wonder how much of a factor that is, given the fact that it's an in-game injury. There isn't really a time for McDaniels and the offensive unit to try to work out like a new game plan. Obviously, you got to make adjustments within the game, and Williams slides in there, and he just didn't seem to fit. In fact, it looked like, watching it live, that Atlanta really was at that point not paying as much attention to Kyle Williams, and even when Efton Chisholm was out there in concentrating their energies defensively on the other half of the field. So perhaps that had a big factor in the way Drake May played, as different as the second half went for the Patriots yesterday compared to how well they've been playing in the second halves of games previously.
Okay, are you concerned with the amount of hits May's taking, not just for him physically, but just in terms of gameplay?
Yeah, absolutely, Fred, because I think that does eventually have a residual effect. We saw it on the greatest quarterback of all time. I mean, there were games when you could see where Tom Brady was affected by pressure early, and I can think back to some specific games, whether it was against the Miami Dolphins at times when they had a really effective pass rush, or the Denver Broncos. He was able to hang in there against the Broncos in the 2015 AFC Championship game, but that defense pummeled him. I think there were more than 20 hits in that game, and you could see for most of that game until really the final couple of minutes in desperation where Brady was clearly affected. So I think, if it can affect Tom Brady, it can affect any quarterback, including someone as promisingly talented as Drake May.
Yeah, I guess that was our concern when we were talking about it earlier, Bob, that, it seemed like that was, if there was an explanation as to why he looked so different in the second half, that he was just succumbing to the pressure and starting to look nervous. So how do you fix it? And this was the other thing that it led us toward. If you could only choose one, coming up to the trade deadline here, would you look to add to the offensive line, or would you get another receiver for him so he can get the ball out quicker?
Well, Hardy, I think when you realistically look at offensive line options, it's hard to add to the offensive line, as we've discovered in the offseason, when you have, all winter long to, or I should say all summer long to try to find somebody or the free agent period to bring into training camp. And that's guys off the scrap heap, let alone, the difficulty in trying to find free agents. So finding a capable offensive lineman at this point through trade, anybody that has one is going to be reluctant to give one up and will charge a king's ransom for it in terms of, draft picks and trade values. So I don't think that's a realistic option at this point. Another wide receiver, it depends on the extent of the Booty injury. And now if he's going to be out a significant amount of time, and my thinking has changed on this, because before yesterday, if you asked me, do they need another wide receiver? I said, absolutely not the way this group is playing. But if the Booty injury is going to be something that keeps him out for a long period of time, then it's certainly, an idea that they have to explore. I think they still need more help on the defensive side of the ball. I think they have to shore up their pass rush. I think, the secondary, if they can find a safety in particular that adds some depth to that area. They did bring in Saunders off the Miami practice squad, but he's a rookie free agent. And as promising as he might be for the future, we don't know about a guy who can, really be a stopgap if they lose a Jalen Hawkins or a Craig Woodson, during this middle to the latter part of the season. So I think, offensive line, yeah, it'd be great if you can find one, but good luck. I think wide receiver, that's a possibility to explore for sure.
When you had, we were watching Josh McDaniels and you had Karis Tonga line up as a fullback in a short yardage situation. It seemed like he emptied the playbook there in the first half. Was there a difference in play calling in the second half? And I ask you that because we're talking about how Drake May might have been feeling a little rattled. Do you think his play calling changed to kind of match the quarterback's mood? Was he more conservative?
I don't know about that, John. I just think they didn't have a lot of drives to develop. One of the things about play calling is that, it's really hard to, get into your playbook. And Mike Vrabel's talked about this season. If you don't have first downs and you don't start to sustain drives, then there's no rhythm to the play calling. There's no layering. There's no building on one play that you call to follow up with similar look, but maybe a different kind of play, or maybe the same play out of a different formation, within that drive or on the following drive, et cetera. So I think it's something that, you really you see that when you start to get into that rhythm and you start to pick up some first downs and move the ball down the field. I don't see using Karis Tonga in short yardage in the first half as any indication that, he was emptying the playbook at that point and didn't have anything to go to for the second half. I just don't think they got to a position where they could really evolve it. And then you had the question, the pressure, where the Falcons were really able to get to May more so as the game went along. Another thought too about, missing pieces out there. Talked about Booty not being out there on the field for most of the game. They didn't have Ramondre Stevenson as well. He's clearly, and they've really made this obvious to us, and based on what they've said in the past, that when he had the fumbling issues, they wanted him on the field for pass protection. Well, he wasn't out there yesterday, and I think quarterback understands who's around him. And again, there were times when I think Brady was definitely more anxious and unloaded the ball more quickly when there were certain guys on that offensive line or certain guys weren't out there. But if you had to go to a Brandon Bolden, for example, late in a key spot to pass protect, Brady knew he was going to give himself up, or even James White. They were going to protect him, and that gave him assurance. And I think, I don't know what Drake May's mindset was yesterday, but I would think that that's, a possible factor, that not having Stevenson out there too, affected the way he was feeling and affected the way they could protect him.
In a more general sense, Bob, seeing what you saw yesterday, I understand there are a lot of external factors, trade deadline injuries, but did the way the Patriots finished that game yesterday alter how you see them, how deep you see them going into the playoffs at all? Did it change your vision of this team one way or another?
No, because I think that, for all along, I felt like, they are talented in areas, but not deep in a lot of those areas, if not most of those areas, that they have improved. But where they have improved over the past, they haven't necessarily, become a deep team. So I think that the fragility of any NFL team, but especially this one, when it comes to injuries, that's a huge factor when you're talking about playoff success. So I would have said that last week, and I'll say it again this week. And I think yesterday we started to see some of the injuries take their toll. Not having Stevenson before the game, even though he was the only guy on the practice report after Friday. But then you lose Booty, and then you lose Ellis, and then Gonzalez has to go out during the course of the game. And now you're putting Charles Woods on that other corner, and he's done an admirable job, all things considered. But the reality is he's a guy that was primarily acquired because of his special teams ability while with the Rams. And I look at as well, John, these kind of games, Atlanta's a team with some talent. They were a team that came in with a second-rated defense. They're an enigmatic team. Maybe it's coaching. They've certainly had problems with kicker. They had Koo early this season. Romo got the job because Koo missed a potential game-time field goal in week 1. But they're a team that, coming into yesterday, I think if you talk to anybody in the press box, broadcasters from the national side, the Falcon side, and Zoe and I certainly talked about this, I think it was kind of a scary game for the Patriots because you didn't know what you were going to get from the Falcons. And I thought after the first drive for each, oh boy, this Atlanta team's going to lay down. It's going to look like Miami last week. But they look more like a team that was competing for their coach. Not maybe as good as they played against the Bills, but they looked like a team, that at least was competing hard yesterday against the Patriots, and a team that was talented enough. I mean, you look at Drake London. I don't think it was bad coverage. I mean, he just made some sensational plays, and there were good throws by Penix in those situations.
Don't you think Kyle Pitts, with his size and speed, should be doing so much more? It was so evident with Drake London, who's smaller. Drake London was able to, the play that Gonzalez got hurt on, that's that's the definition of a 50-50 ball. Gonzalez is a great cornerback. He wins that. And it's just where is Kyle Pitts during all of this?
That's a great question. And I was thinking that yesterday. And I think it's a question about the Falcons offense in general. That's another matter. You want to talk about play calling. Zach Robinson is a guy with the Patriots drafted as a quarterback. And there were people that, thought he might be a very viable candidate to come here a year ago when Gerard Mayo's staff was being assembled as the offensive coordinator. And in retrospect, I think the Patriots got the right guy a year later in Josh McDaniels for sure. That offense doesn't seem to really, have any semblance of one that, puts Penix in the best position to succeed or utilizes Pitts the way that, you would think he would be. And this is a guy that had a really terrific first season, but his numbers have declined. And watching him yesterday, Fred, it's all facets of the game. There was a time where he was blocking Marcus Jones, and I love Marcus Jones as a player and the effort that he gives.
Little guy, though.
But he's a little guy, and he fought off the block and made the tackle. And it was kind of a key play on a play to Robinson late in the game, critical drive. I think it was the drive actually where the Falcons tied the game. But I look at Pitts, and you see him come out of the locker room, and he's another one of those guys. He just looks different. And the kind of talent physically that he has, that they can't get more out of him, is really puzzling. I think before yesterday's game, he had only 2 red zone targets going into that game through the first 8 weeks of the season. And that's remarkable to me, given, as you said, it's just the abilities of that guy.
Yeah, he's 6'6". He's can run. He's very fast. He was the number 4 pick in the draft as a tight end. And you saw the kid from Penn State, last until when he last in Warren, and he's had he looks 10 times better than him. So
no question.
Yeah. It's just it doesn't have nearly the physical ability. So it just seems like Atlanta should be better. They have talent at these skill positions. It seems like they should be better. But look, it was a very. Go ahead.
Do you envision a time when the NFL stops putting such a premium on size and maybe they go smaller, much like Loudon Swain tried to, so that he could wrestle? Shoot, it's more competitive. And maybe a purer form of the game if these guys would just get down a little bit in size.
Yeah, maybe they ban weight training.
Something, Bob.
A lot of running with plastic jackets.
Maybe you can't eat within 48 hours of the game.
And if all of a sudden you're gnawing on a slice of pizza on the way back from visiting your grandfather, and no, you got to make weight. Wouldn't that be a switch?
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's not as much glory in football as there is in high school wrestling.
No. But I'll tell you what, if Linda Fiorentino's involved in the in the production of NFL football at that point, then I'd be tuning in. I'd happily be watching.
I'm going to have to refresh my memory. Lauren Fiorentino.
Any other thoughts on Cardi B being in the building yesterday, Bob? You mentioned it a couple of times during the broadcast.
Did I mention that, Hardy? I'm sorry. I don't remember if I mentioned that.
It was very...
An emailer said you did, and they never lie.
Emailers never lie. No.
The broadcast might have mentioned Cardi B, but no, I did not. I was actually at an event with Stephon Diggs a couple of weeks ago, and she was on hand at Gillette Stadium for that as well.
Huh.
And, so she's been a frequent visitor.
You guys break bread, did you? What'd you talk about?
No, we did not. No.
Okay.
No. But my kids are excited. My daughter was thrilled to see her, and Kenny Chesney. So and I don't know who the halftime performer was, but she was pretty good, to say the least.
Oh, so, you like Linda
Fiorentino? I'm sorry.
Now I know why I never cared about that movie. Is that
I was in high school when that movie came out.
And she's in Men in Black, the first one.
Yeah, she is. She does look good in some movies, but she let that fro go wild in that movie.
Yeah,
I don't care for that.
I think that was her first movie. Looking at this,
yeah, maybe it should have been the last movie for the hairstylist.
Yeah, probably so.
Because she's a very beautiful woman now with straight hair, but they really let that. I mean, she looks like Kenny G.
That's the way young women wore their hair back then, I suppose.
What, like a never-ending afro? I don't recall that. I know bangs were very high, but I don't know about that. All right. Thank you, Bob. We appreciate it as always.
All right, guys. Thanks.
All right. There you go. I want to take this call because I'm just confused. Barry, go ahead.
Hi. I just wanted to address the comment you made about Drew Bledsoe earlier.
I made no comment about Drew Bledsoe. I just said I saw something that people were mad at him, and what was it? That's a question, not a comment, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. Because I was going to say, without the facts, that's what's happening with the whole world today. Is he said, she said. And,
well, Barry, you'd be very thrilled with me because I actually said what is going on because I do not know. Yes.
Okay,
that's why I was confused with your phone call.
I took that, unfortunately, as a negative slant, but thank you for clarifying it.
No, there was nothing negative in my comments. In fact, it was pure ignorance. It just, as we are on the air live, it flashed into my head when John said Drew Bledsoe. Mm-hmm. And when I saw something where people are mad at him, but I can't recall in any way what it was. But now that he says until the facts come out, I don't... Now I really want to know.
And while you looked that up, I was looking up the soundtrack for Vision Quest. Ronnie James Dio has a song on it.
Eddie Trunk hosted a very private affair the night before his actual funeral that was open to the public. It was like Warhol's funeral. It shut down the city.
Yeah, it was awesome.
Well, that's not how I'd refer to a funeral, Eddie.
No.
Yeah.
Eddie's very skeptical about the new drummer from Rush. Not because she's a woman. Women can rock and roll too. Just so in this world, he said, in this world, you can get called out on these things. You know what?
I don't need the validation.
I'm never going to look up what the Drew Bledsoe thing was. All I want to do is go by that phone call and think it's horrible. So I have no idea what's going on. But I'm glad he called because I could tell one listener at a time. I had zero comment for I know nothing. John mentioned Drew Bledsoe in context of football. Mm-hmm. And I went, oh, that's interesting. I just saw him. People are mad at him for something. And I said, if anyone knows, let me know. That was it. I can understand when you're listening, you hear the name, and then you think there's commentary going on. But you can review the YouTube, go back and watch. There wasn't even a negative expression on my face. I was just an ignorant person asking for information. And I agree with the caller. We all should be doing that. Reaching, asking, informing, learning, and last but not least, boning.
Oh, I thought you said growing.
No, boning, baby.
Oh.
Let's start. Make America nut again.
That's a bumper sticker. That's a T-shirt. Yes.
Flip the station to rock and don't let Adam run it and make those T-shirts.
How dare you?
All right, so we'll be back in just a moment with the award-winning email section.
You're listening to Toucher and Hart.
The email bit. We should do the email bit. It's a great idea. Let's do the email bit.
That one doesn't bother me as much.
I love that. That's a good one.
Wallach and I were arguing about the best REO Speedwagon song, and he said, "Roll with the Changes." And I said, "Oh, that song slaps."
I didn't even know that was a song until you guys started playing it.
Oh yeah.
I had never heard that.
It's a hell of a song.
It's a good song. I heard that for the first time, literally on this station. You exposed me to something.
You've been missing out.
And now I have every record on vinyl. I'm actually collecting different colored REO Speedwagon.
Oh, nice.
Vinyl. Eddie Trunk was talking about that. The lead singer lost the rights to the name REO Speedwagon and tried to tour as a solo artist.
Kevin Cronin?
Kevin Cronin, and it was a disaster.
Oh.
And Eddie says that's why Rush are going out as Rush. Because if they go out and Geddy Lee and Alex Lifeson or something else, they won't be able to sell like Rush would sell.
So that was one of the first vinyls I ever owned was You Can Tune a Piano, But You Can't Tune a Fish by REO Speedwagon, along with Back in Black. Those are the two first full lengths I remember owning.
What was the first CD you ever bought?
There was such a limited selection. I think I bought maybe the first Boston album on CD. Just because that was all they had, and it's like, I gotta buy something.
Yeah, I bought two the first time. What'd you get? What did you get?
First CD?
Yeah.
First album was Glass House's Billy Joel. That was the one that I was given.
Nice.
And then the first CD I bought was also Boston, but it was the other one. It was with Amanda on it and Cool the
Third
Engines.
Stage?
Third Stage. That's the one I got.
My babysitter used to give me like Van Halen records and Queen records, so those were the records. But my first CDs, I remember vividly what I bought. I bought Van Halen 1 and GBH's No Need to Panic.
Wow,
Why?
how'd you find that GBH on CD?
They had it was like called CD Warehouse or something, like, and it was all CDs. I don't even like GBH, but I bought GBH. No Need to Panic. And that came out in 87 because I'm looking now. So I must have. When did 88 CDs start becoming a thing? 89? Or was it
like
later?
mid to late 80s. Yeah. Like you
No,
could
it
get
was
stuff
mid
on CD
80s.
mid 80s.
It wasn't mid 80s,
most people
Adam.
didn't have
That's
CD
a.
players then.
You're wrong.
Wasn't mass appeal.
Do you remember they used to sell them in the big,
I stopped
long
paying attention when you were so wrong.
The big, long cardboard boxes.
That's where that's what I
what
bought
was
them.
that about? I never
So you
understood.
still
Killing
got some
trees.
artwork?
Right.
Yeah, because they wanted you to have like kind of a tangible, tactile thing.
Yeah.
And part of it too was if you remember, cassette tapes were sold like that for a while as well.
No.
I don't remember that.
No.
Get them in like a
The
long,
WWF wrestling album was sold like a record. It was a square piece of cardboard with in the upper left hand corner the tape, so they could show the Junkyard Dog.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a tiny Junkyard Dog, a big one.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
Tim emailed in, "Good morning, guys. In a word, and not for nothing, but I'm going to say it. The opening segment was sexy, pure and simple.
Good.
I like that you guys don't get got by missing out on the latest lingo. 6'7", fellas. Have a great day."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not good.
Not for nothing. It's a pretty good one.
Not for nothing.
You know, they never put a close up of the male cheerleader. Did you notice that? That
on
in
the
the game,
sidelines during the Patriots game.
Yeah, going
I
into
saw that.
into coming out of break.
Yes.
It's always in the face of one of the
Yes.
lovely female cheerleaders. It's never in the face of the male cheerleader who wears pants. He does not wear
So
shorts.
I think that the last time I was there were two. And I remember when they debuted the male cheerleaders, I remember being in the booth and Scott Zolak seeing them for the first time and watching for a second and spin around in his chair and says, "He's the best dancer out there. You got to give it to him. He's the best one out there."
Yeah. I mean, that's what it takes. You know, I went to the Notre Dame
The men
BC.
have it harder as cheerleaders. You have to be so much better.
That's true. I mean, you have to bring it if you're out of sync. I mean, I got news for you. I went to the Notre Dame BC game. There were a lot of listeners there. It was very nice to meet them. And there was one BC fan that was progressively getting drunker and drunker, and then got very vocal at the end in support of the BC Eagle team that's won one game.
Right.
Maybe piped down a little bit, but I do have the season tickets. There were male cheerleaders, and also the Notre Dame kicker missed 3 extra points in a row. 3 extra points on successive touchdowns the Notre Dame kicker missed. And he's the kicker for the Notre Dame.
Mm-hmm.
And he missed them.
So Patrick has emailed us 2 absolute gems in the past. His emails are long, Fred, but when I say they're worth it, I've been right both times. So indulge me for a moment. Subject line, King of the Neighborhood. Now that my daughter is old enough to go trick-or-treating in the neighborhood with her friends, my wife decided we were going to station ourselves in our driveway and hand out candy so she can coo at the bedazzled neighborhood crotch goblins. I told her I would join her under the condition I could handle the parents, and I decided on serving warmed mulled cider with the option of adding a shot of caramel vodka to spice it up. Was I going to ladle it out of a crock pot into ceramic mugs like a hobo fresh from the soup kitchen? Hell no. Did I get factory-decorated biodegradable hot cups with lids for this? Damn right. Did these some bitches have little cardboard sleeves available in case Granny forgot her gloves? You better believe that. Did I get a copper AirPod specifically for this event? Well, I'm not running a Swiss Chalet continental breakfast side hustle over here. Believe me when I tell you I won Halloween. I'm melting soccer moms, smashing cups with dads, and roasting any 7-year-old brave enough to walk up my blacktop in some budget value homemade tinfoil 6-7 nonsense. I imagine it's how Jerry's dad felt handing out tip calculators at Del Boca Vista and reaping the admiration of the backhandedly friendly nobodies I found myself surrounded by.
It's pretty good.
Patrick in Saratoga.
Oh, nice.
Oh, please shout out Blind Scott, Riz, Einman, and YouTube All-Stars.
There you go.
There you go. Patrick, well done.
Shouts
Another
out
winner.
to all of them.
Another winner.
Shouts out to all of them. Mike has a very good point here. Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, I emailed you guys last week about this. How Adam speaks with such confidence, and he's just wrong all the time. Every word that's out of his mouth is just factually incorrect, or really just an opinion by him, and he's judgmental too. That's another thing about him.
That's normally my lane. I don't like him skating over into my lane about being judgy.
Yeah, Adam's usually an upbeat kind of guy, not really upset about much.
I don't
either.
understand. I'm wrong. I'm wrong all the time, or it's opinions. It's one or the other. I don't know that you.
Well, you're wrong on facts, and your opinions are annoying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
clarify.
I'm a firm believer that opinions can be wrong.
Oh yeah. Or if not technically wrong, show a great deal of stupidity.
Right. If you say Grown Ups is like a funny movie and Adam Sandler's best, that's your opinion, then you're wrong.
Yeah, Grown Ups 2 is.
I got to give the caller credit for the 2 seconds at a time I'm on the mic. He's able to pick up on my tone that well. That's some.
Well,
good,
you're doing it
sniffing
now.
right there. Yeah.
I mean, you're doing it now.
No, I guess I am.
Oh, see, now I hear it.
See,
Smug.
that little.
Smug. It got to him. That caller got to him. It got to him.
So mad right now.
You're a little annoyed at the caller. You're not used to taking the hits, you know? Sometimes you got to take the hits, Adam.
Hey, it all comes
with the
adulting.
territory. I was many years old when I found out that it has to do with adulting. We were saying phrases that I can't stand.
Today years old.
Today years old was one of them. I was today years old.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of them, yeah.
Oh.
And that's doesn't need to be said. It doesn't. This game is drunk, though. When Wallach mentioned that, that is the one that really pisses me off.
That's really angering when you hear that.
It just
I didn't even get the other part of it. That was something that crossed my mind.
The other part doesn't matter. It's the turn. It's that turn of phrase. Like just say it. Like you're like the deliberate being cute deliberately. It's not funny. It's like cute. And why are you doing that? Why are you trying to be cute? What do you want people to do? Like, you're trying so hard. Like, what do you want people? Just say, wow, this. Why? How about say nothing? Like, the point that you're making about the game is that the game is an odd game where strange things are happening. Anyone watching the game would know that, and anyone not watching the game could care less with what was going on in the game in real time. So how about saying nothing? That's the thing about Twitter. Say nothing. At least Instagram, they're like hot chicks and like things like that. Like, say nothing. Just no one needs to hear you. There's never been a time during a game that I go, I wish I still had Twitter. There really isn't. I never go and think, what's going on Twitter right now during a game? Never, ever. A game I'm watching, a game I'm not watching, certainly, but a game I'm watching, what do I care what people think about what's going on? If I wanted to do that, I would go to a sports bar or, outside. I don't need it inside. Or I'd invite friends over. People. Now, you say, Fred, could you invite friends over? Chances are it would be a bar situation because I don't know if I could load the house up with how many friends.
So the last time, and this is really what I think Twitter is still useful for and valuable for, there was a fan on field Friday night during the World Series, Game 6. And as a rule, they don't show it on the TV. They don't want to encourage it. And Marcy was desperate to see what the fan was doing. I said, oh, well, that's what Twitter is for. Hold on a second.
Yeah.
There you go. There's your video. But to go on there, seeking out opinion or content or analysis, no.
Just why I was
content, sure, but the stuff that you don't see there, we can find it.
While I was talking about it, I was saying, instead of saying this game is drunk, you could say, and then I realized you shouldn't say anything. No one needs to hear it. No one cares. Just say nothing. It's really an obvious observation that anyone watching it would know. What do you want people to go? Yeah, I like the way you said that. That's better than what I was thinking. You're pointing out the obvious. Congratulations.
But in a funny way, if you say the game is drunk. Other people are just saying the game is crazy, but you took it up a notch.
You got a very cute way of doing it.
Yeah.
Which is so masculine. That very cute way of saying
John
things.
Benet, that sumbitch.
Ew. Ew. All right. We'll be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
may have missed from the show. It's time for The Stack on Toucher and Hardy.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy, and Game 7 of the World Series might have been the best baseball game I've ever seen. I haven't gone through my mental Rolodex or looked up past games, but I mean it certainly seems that way. And my son has a very valuable card for the gentleman that won the MVP. So now is you got to strike while the iron's hot.
Sure.
But Jonathan, the ratings have come out for Game 7.
This from the Sports Business Journal. Game 7 of the Dodgers-Blue Jays World Series drew 25.5 million fans or viewers on Fox. Best Major League Baseball game in the last 8 years. Peaked at 31.5 million, up 10% from 2019's Game 7. So now we're venturing into NFL territory here. I mean, now it's not Super Bowl, but it's regular season NFL, like Sunday Night Football. That's what these
Sunday
guys
Night
draw.
Football, right.
So 25.5 million. This is obviously having Ohtani there had a lot to do with it, but I think there was some value in how entertaining it was as well.
Oh, yeah,
So-
I think Ohtani has value, but how entertaining that series was, and just if you hadn't been hearing about it, and knowing that, I think what helped them the most probably was that 16-inning game. Was it 16 innings?
18.
18-inning game, because then you went, oh.
Yeah.
And then, everyone, was talking about that World
18
Series.
innings, plus they go back and forth, plus they go to Game 7, plus it goes 11 innings, and the way it ended.
So you could ride that momentum
Yeah.
into next season.
Yes.
With people curious about the sport.
Or you could drive the sport right into a wall a year from now. Your choice.
I don't know how long it's going to take, but I don't know. It might take 2 years before they play baseball.
It took a long time to come back the last time.
Because they're definitely going to be a lockout, because there's no way. Because Boris basically runs the players' union. And as much as it would behoove the players to have a floor, a salary floor that owners had to spend above.
Tony Clark is already on record. Tony Clark is the head of the union. And he is the head of the baseball union. He was already on record talking into whatever microphone he could find, saying we can solve this problem without a salary cap. So that's what the owners want. Obviously, they tried these luxury tax thresholds, and owners like Steve Cohen and the Dodgers laughed at that and went, okay, how much you taxing us? That's fine. We have it.
Oh, well, the workarounds weren't difficult.
Yeah.
I'm terrible I let other people handle my money. I know when I'm not good at something, and I'm not good with numbers. But I could have figured out how to work around those thresholds.
Yep.
Just extend contracts forever and defer payments forever. I mean, I don't even have to have the money. I sign Ohtani, I pay him off over the next 30 years. It's like a zero-interest loan. I'm just paying it off.
Yeah.
So I could have figured that out. If I would have sat down and I would say, wait a second, I can give myself a zero-interest loan, and I can extend it for as long as I want.
And get whatever player I want?
Right. If I went to buy a house and they said, you can buy this house for this amount of money, but it's going to be a 5% loan. And then they said, or you could pay more for this bigger, better house, but it's a 0% loan. I could figure that math out.
Yeah.
I could even figure that math out. Now I'd need a calculator, maybe a tip calculator.
Hey, Fred, hey.
What's up, Scott?
I hope so.
There is a charity auction taking place with a bunch of musical memorabilia.
Is it okay?
Okay. And Kirk Hammett, Tommy Lee, Adam Clayton, all donating items for this. One of the items is the black safe that was once stolen from Tommy Lee's home and was linked to the theft of the sex tape between Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson. It is inscribed by Lee, "This is the safe that ruined my life." What is the estimate for that safe at auction?
$1,000.
Between $5,000 and $7,000.
Wow.
I'm not positive that sells.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, that price is going to have to come down.
Well, first of all, like, things signed by Tommy Lee are not hard to come by. If you'd like something, I could bring it into work for you. I mean, he's a good guy, but I mean, we saw the sex tape is the sex tape. That was the candy.
What about the signed multi-platinum Dr. Feelgood Sales Award commemorating 5 million plus copies?
Is it Tommy Lee's?
Signed multi-platinum Dr. Feelgood
$500. $500.
1,000.
Yeah. If you don't know, you heard the Adam Horovitz story when they got the gold records for License to Ill.
They thought they were real gold?
No, they peeled off the label.
Oh, that's right.
And it wasn't even their record.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, they got gold albums that they just found some random vinyl sitting around and played
12-inch
it.
promotional single that was sent to radio, and they had extras, so they just gold plated them and slapped the new label on it.
They didn't want to like use copies, pressings of the actual album. So, I mean, there's gold records hanging around here. I mean, they're not hard to come by. There's a lot of them. The Beastie Boys were auctioning off Paul's Boutique gold records.
How much would those go for, I wonder?
Not a lot. Like,
Really?
it wasn't a lot of money. Like, it was like, and then I thought about it, and I'm like, what am I going to do with that thing? Because I almost bid on it. It was like, it was under $1,000. I almost bid on it. I would, even if it was like $1,000. But I'm like, what am I going to do with it?
You frame it and put it on your
No, it's
wall in
already
the
framed,
basement.
though, but it was given to someone else, right?
Oh,
So it's like I'm taking someone else's thing, like award.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's kind of the honor of the band or the label giving you your gold record to thank you for being part of the reason that it got to that place. Kind of like Lombardi's candy rings that he gets from Bill Belichick after championships he had nothing to do with. All right, that'll do it for us. Zolak's here. Bertrand's here. Everyone's here. Bye.